Welcome back to the Papa Meat channel. How you doing? How you doing? Coming in sundown because today we're going to be talking about real life vampires. No, I'm serious. They're real. Vampires have been a topic of interest for quite a long time. Whether it's Bram Stoker's Dracula or the Twilight franchise, they seem to have a timeless presence within pop culture history. What if I told you that vampires were far more than fictional characters bound to the pages of romance fantasy novels where people flick their beans? That's right! If you travel around the world, you'll find many small communities who truly believe that they are vampires. They drink blood, they have fangs, and only come out at night, just like in the legends of old. In fact, in 2016 alone, there were as many as 5,000 people in the United States that publicly identified themselves as vampires. Grand scheme of the United States, not a lot, but that's still too many in my opinion. You don't need to be acting like that.
Times have changed where you could just publicly come out as a vampire.
If it was Puritan times, dude, you'd be probably fucking burned.
Oh yeah, they'd drive a stake through your heart.
Yeah, I'm a vampire. These days, their presence only grows stronger. So grab your wooden stakes as we dive deep into the mysterious depths. It goes without saying that franchises like Twilight greatly boosted the popularity of vampires in pop culture. You had a weird time in the early 2000s where late 90s you had Blade and all kinds of other shit. Blade, Underworld, Queen of the Damned, all these Hollywood movies where it was sexy, action-packed vampires. And those people decided to turn it to tweeny bop stuff and make it Twilight, which was just a little like, oh, I wish my boyfriend was a sexy, glittery vampire. There were so many people who had that first Twilight book.
Oh.
Was the apple on it? Holy shit. That one, that and the, I was at a bookstore when that first came out and it was like girls like screaming and grabbing off the shelf. And then also I got what's the last, Deathly Hallows? That was another one where it was just absurd. It was insane. Pandemonium. One of my favorite things though is whenever back in the day when Half-Blood Prince came out, people drove by and they were like, "Our Snape kills Dumbledore."
There's that one where it's like, Hermione kills Dumbledore.
And people were like, "No!" in the line, "No!"
Snape kills Dumbledore!
Which that is fucked up, but you know, looking back now, it's funny.
He was just trolling.
Well, I'm talking about the guy that he was spitting facts.
Dobby and Hedwig die.
Oh, fuck! Hey, guys!
While vampires in the media have often been portrayed as sultry, these movies turn them into beloved heartthrobs. People on TikTok have long since used people's love for vampire aesthetics to create thirst trap videos. Ooh, sexy, isn't that nice? I'm a vampire. Let me suck ya! Some will throw on some fangs and smolder at the camera, while other creators on TikTok like Vampire Jack dedicate their entire online career to dressing in full vampire garb and playing the character, which you have to appreciate the commitment. These videos can range from comedic skits to seductive vampire ASMR videos. Others engage in vampire roleplay games like Reign of Blood, a text-based roleplay game which claims to have been running for over 18 years and still have active players to this day. And a majority of these content creators and roleplay enjoyers are simply doing it for the fun of and for online attention, right? You do it because you want, there's other freaks out there and you're trying to meet your people, right? It's the same thing like playing a game, making a post that has a certain kind of music. You're trying to reach a community. I don't blame them. However, this is where things kind of take an odd turn. Right? There are many people out there who reach far beyond simple roleplay. Sam the Vampire is a woman on TikTok who seems to genuinely think that she is a vampire. According to her, she turned when she was 22 years old after being bitten by a vampire in the year 1888, which makes her 135 years old in vampire years, of course. She makes countless videos talking about her vampire tales, like the time she was kidnapped by a rival vampire named Ava, and that she plans to enact revenge on that vampire. There's various videos of her explaining what types of power she possesses, and they include hypnotism, mind reading, jumping very high. Hypnotism, mind reading, I can jump high. She has superhuman strength and the ability to seduce whoever she wants. She then adds that she can only use said seduction powers if the other person consents, because you gotta have that. She's a consent queen despite her being from the 19th century. That doesn't really seem to track to me, but you know what? She's, you know, of the times.
Wait, how does that work?
It's a way for a girl to sit there and then be like, then if someone's like, I'm not attracted to you, she'd be like, well, I didn't use my powers on you. It's that. It's the female version of this. Lift this car. I don't want to break a fingernail. Also, she has the ability to show her true, horrifying vampire form, but doesn't because she isn't allowed to. I love female Redditor, stuff like that. It's so good. She's ridiculed online for being delusional, with many being unclear if it's a satire or something more grim. Regardless, her constant insistence of being a real-life vampire led to her being banned off TikTok live due to spreading misinformation. She's like, they wish that they knew the truth. I love how it's a bannable offense to be like, I'm a vampire. TikTok's like, no, banned. You can't say I'm a kangaroo. Oh my God, no. Unless she was just like, well, let's talk about where Corona really started.
Oh, okay, then, yeah.
I think that's what it might be. I think she's like, yeah, it's because I'm a vampire. It's like, no, because you kept saying a bunch of racial slurs towards Chinese people. That may have happened once or twice. Sam also claims that she drinks blood. Ooh. While this may sound ridiculous to most passing viewers, it turns out that she is far from the first person to do so. Sanguinarians are a community within vampire subculture. They're different from lifestyle vampires who simply take on the aesthetic of wearing fangs and gothic style clothing and looking super hot. Sanguinarians are vampires who engage in consumption supposedly for the sake of sustaining their health.
I must.
Smart, yeah. If I don't, I'm going to perish. They practice this by utilizing donors, sometimes referred to as black swans, who are people or romantic partners that are willingly allow their blood to be drunk. In some cases, they'll do it for financial compensation. Need some cash? Don't need to go down to the plasma bank. Let me suck on your neck. Would you, if you could go donate plasma once a week for 5 weeks, you got $250 after all of it. Or if one guy was like, will you let me suck on your neck? I'll give you $500 right now.
No.
You do the plasma?
I do the plasma.
What if he said it'll be 2 minutes?
I don't want. No. If the thing was, I'd only do that if I knew I wasn't gonna get.
What if it was 1,000?
If I knew I wasn't gonna.
$2,000.
I don't want some. He's probably got nasty ass teeth. He doesn't brush his.
$4,000.
No, I'm not risking.
$10,000.
I'm not risking
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
$50,000. 2 minutes.
That's a long time.
2 minutes. That's 120 seconds.
Okay, he's got to ensure that he's brushed his teeth.
50,000. You don't get to insure anything. 50 grand.
That's a long time to be sucking my blood.
$100,000.
All right, now you're talking.
Thank God. See, it's always somewhere it's like, okay. Like, what if he said $500,000?
Oh, yeah. It's
Okay.
like, yeah.
So that's okay. What about?
I'd hire a nurse to watch.
No.
I would hire.
He has to hide in the darkness. He can't see anybody see him.
I put a little GoPro, stream it, have a nurse on standby.
Would you just be looking to the GoPro like this?
Yeah. I'd just be like, am I okay? I'd consult a doctor first. I'm like, this guy's maybe $500,000.
I'd be too nervous. If a guy's paying you $500,000, I'd be like, he's in everybody's pocket. He goes, I'm just wanting to get a checkup. The doctor is like white and face paint on. I think it's a good idea, actually. Thank you, doctor.
Actually, now you got me scared because now I got to feel like he ain't paying me the $500,000. I'm dying. He's killing me. I'm going to be like, stop.
That's true. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he's an actual vampire. See, that's how he's an actual vampire.
It's real. It's real. Yeah. Some opt to drink blood of animals, while others engage in auto-vampirism, the act of consuming your own blood, which is fucking lame, dude. Oh, I taste good. Fucking give me someone else's blood, dude, and not a dog. I want man blood. Each supposed vampire has their own method for feeding. Some, for example, use a disposable scalpel, make a small incision on their donor, and squeeze the blood out before drinking it and patching up the wound. Many claim that this is not an elaborate roleplay, and that drinking blood stops them from experiencing severe headaches and debilitating stomach pain. Other Sanguinarians believe their thirst for blood is purely psychological. Regardless, there is a lack of scientific evidence to support this as a legitimate remedy.
It's all mental, yeah.
I'm a vampire. Oh, what kind of mental illness is this? It's got to be like it's a microdose of autism or whatever. Right? You're microdosing at this point.
It's delusional. You're just delusional.
It seems like autism and narcissism. I don't act as if I have a choice. I don't want this curse. Please just give me a suck. Let me suck at least once. Also, the person that's sitting there and they're drinking for themselves, what a fucking pick-me girl. Oh, I have to do this.
She's not a real vampire. She's just fucking retarded.
Fucking psychopath.
Yeah.
There are various types of real-life vampires. For example, psychic vampires, who feed on the life force of their humans rather than consume their blood. Boring! Supposedly, this can be done with or without physical contact, and some feed off people by talking directly to people, while others choose to circulate crowds at concerts or clubs to siphon it out of them more subtly, which is definitely just like a fucking loner or outcast who just awkwardly walks around and he's just like, I'm full. Instead of having a human connection with anybody, I'm actually more of a vampire. I can't talk to you because I don't want to kill you. Why is the accent always so? It's always the same accent too. Why is that? What is it about the social cadence that it always sounds like?
Because they're trying to be cool. That's like the anime thing. Yeah.
So does it stem from anime?
I think so. Yeah.
Like that would make me feel really good, but maybe I won't. It's
anime.
Is it just anime?
It's 100%.
But it's all of them.
They watch anime. They're watching
All right.
vampire anime.
Yeah, Vampire Hunter D, you say? That's pretty cool. There are even hybrid vampires who utilize the feeding techniques of sanguarians and psychic vampires depending on what's available to them. What a fucking cop-out. What a cop-out. That's such bullshit. This may seem silly, yeah, to the average person, to anybody, to anyone, but it seems that the allure of the vampire lifestyle has captured the hearts and minds of many because people are horny. It's mentally ill people who they're hard. And they don't know how to express it. I'm stiff in the pants, but at the same time, I'm kind of tired.
There's one thing where you're like, oh, I just find it hot to role play. But if you're actually believe you're a vampire, you're delusional.
You're delusional. You're mentally ill. Get help. Which, take Andres Bathory, for example, a self-proclaimed vampire from Romania that changed his entire life after the warlord Vlad Tepes, aka the Vlad the Impaler, spoke to him in a dream. According to the interview he did with The Mirror, he became engrossed with the vampire community soon after. While he refuses to drink blood, he admits to sleeping in a coffin in order to bring his mind peace as well as connect with unseen forces. And apparently, he learned that this was possible after doing his own personal research, where he would spend day after day in cemeteries. He claims that discussing his vampirism is dangerous and can only be understood by people with high levels of intellect. Do you think that, like, there's some people who, so like the coffin thing, sleeping in a coffin, whatever, take that aside, do you think it's just the mental fortitude of being like, I'm not claustrophobic, I'm like, I like being mentally strong enough to just be like, I'm in this confined space, sleeping, that makes you feel like you have clarity?
Yeah, I mean, it's all psychological, where it's just like...
What was that fucking movie with Adrian Brody? They put him in a straitjacket and they put you in like a cadaver, like an
ice box,
like a locker, like a body locker or whatever. But he's in there and it's like super claustrophobic, and it was supposed to be like which this is a movie. I'm not saying it's real, but I'm just saying, like, I wonder if there is some benefits to like being able to like ease your mind, like you panic and then you're able to like focus your mind and stuff. It's punishing. It feels horrible, but after a while, it, like, you know, it has all these benefits, which granted, ice baths, there's a lot of medical shit that is beneficial, but I don't know.
The coffin could be a thing where it's just like, it's an enclosed space where you're just like, if you're not claustrophobic, it's just like, it's comforting, it's pitch black.
Almost like a weighted blanket.
Yeah, almost like that. You're like in,
what are the fucking, the tanks? What are the
yeah, sensory deprivation.
Yeah, sensory deprivation tanks. It's like that.
It could be like that too.
Something like that. Yeah, I don't know. Real life vampires, whether they drink the blood of donors or simply like to wear flashy attire and make cringe TikToks, are generally pretty harmless. In some cases, however, self-proclaimed vampires can take things a bit too far. Lyle Monroe Besley, a 19-year-old from Texas, believed he was a 500-year-old vampire from hell. I could stop it right there, and that would be enough, but we'll have to keep going. At one point, he had convinced himself that he needed to feed on human blood. Dressed in nothing but his boxer shorts, he broke into a woman's apartment and began biting her on the neck. The woman freaked the fuck out, like anyone would, and escaped her home, jumping in her neighbor's car for protection. The man began banging on the car before it was able to drive away. Officers arrived to find Lyle pacing around the parking lot, hissing and growling like a dog. The officers chased a half-naked vampire who scaled multiple fences as he screamed about how he didn't want to have to feed on humans. I don't want to have to do this! Eventually, he was captured and put in jail, where he requested that he be restrained because his desire to feed was so great that it would put their lives in danger. Autism. Because the Twilight movies were still being released around this time to massive success, clinical psychologists suggested that this was psychotic episode fueled by vampire-related hallucination. Motherfucker got like so horny during the Twilight movie. He's just like, I have to break into a woman's house and bite the fuck out of her. I could see that being the
Yeah.
Dilly sitting there. He's like rubbing his dick, and he's like, "Why are you so? I feel weird. I got butterflies in my tummy.
He wanted to be Edward.
Am I sparkling?" Someone's like, "Shut up. We're trying to watch a movie." Oh my god, I'm sparkling. How do they see me? You're not invisible. What? Vampires are often depicted as solitary creatures held up in their crypts, far away from a hamlet in the valley. However, one vampire has managed to gather hundreds of others for full cult-like gatherings. They call themselves the Sabertooth Clan. This is a weird one, boys. It all started back in '94 when Aaron Todd Hoyt used his grandmother's orthodontist tools to make a pair of vampire fangs for himself and his mother. Right? Harmless little fun. Grandfather, whatever. A year later, he would form the Sabertooth Clan, where he began creating and selling fangs to people that could live out their vampire dreams. He found a nice little niche. It was nice. His business grew to be very successful and harbored a very devoted customer base. To thank his customers and gather vampire enthusiasts all in one place, he began hosting a New York Vampire Ball in 1996. Only 2 years later, he founded the infamous Endless Night Festival in New Orleans. Since then, his festivals have only grown, with thousands of people attending multiple events across the nation each year. At each event, you can expect to find heavy metal bands, burlesque shows, masquerade dances, open bars, and various special guest speakers. This might seem like a really awesome party, but the deeper you dig, the weirder things get. For starters, everyone at the party or in Aaron's circle addresses him as Father Sebastian or Primus. These events are not all open to the public, and many of them are inner court only, which means you have to be a part of his exclusive Sabertooth Club. To get into the inner court, you must receive a pair of fangs from the master fangsmith himself, Father Sebastian. First, you got to choose a style of fang, how many you want. Depending on your choice, you may be charged between $200 to $400 per session. Once you have your fangs, you have to go through the Rite of Transformation, which is an induction ceremony for all new members, and there are 4 steps to this ritual. 1, I will not sleep with my fangs on, by the power of Sebastian. In a southern accent, that's very important. Look at yourself in the mirror with your fangs on, receive your vampire name, and finally, pray to Ankh, an ancient Egyptian symbol meant to represent life, immortality, and rebirth. New members are also instructed on 4 key principles that represent what it means to be a modern-day vampire. 1, primal instinct, being connected to your animalistic impulses. You gotta have that. 2, magic. Wearing your fangs can transform your appearance to otherworldly creatures in the eyes of others. Pretty sweet. 3, escapism. Your fangs are a mask that conceal your identity, allowing yourself to take on a new form. It's kind of like the shapeshift. It doesn't matter. Keep going. 4, desire. The fangs are also used as a way to enhance arousal and pleasure. AKA, dude, bite her clit. She'll love it. Once you become part of the Sabertooth Clan, you are admitted to Sanguinarium, an exclusive forum for all members. Though its dark secrets are not fully accessible to the outer court, they were gracious enough to give us access to some of the inner workings of the group. Among the rituals and rules of the group is a page that details the group's religious beliefs, titled Scrolls of Alorath 1, Intro to Living Vampirism. You can see how the clan practices Zephyr or self-transformation through specific rituals. They believe that people can experience a vampiric awakening through metamorphosis and self-growth. This belief, which they acknowledge, is also tied to the Temple of Set. Are you with us? The Temple of Set is a splinter group from the Church of Satan, following what is known as the left-hand path, which focuses on spiritual power, self-dedication, and individual transformation. They also deal with magic and psychic energy, which is a core belief of Sabertooth Clan's transformation process. Keep up. So big, in fact, that people who have attended that everlasting midnight balls claim that Father Sebastian proclaims himself as a religious prophet, one who performs rituals that siphon energy from his patrons at the party and give it to a deity named Fred Samedi.
Whoa.
He's not an Italian Toyota dealer. It's a deity. The deity to whom he sends all his energy appeared to him in a dream during a vision quest while he was preparing for his endless night ball in New Orleans just before Hurricane Katrina. Dear fucking God. Now, at nearly every event, there are altars to Fred where people leave coins and beads. The parallels don't stop there. The Temple of Set also features religious texts that include interviews with vampires and members of the Order of the Vampire, all of which focus on their ability to use psychic powers to drain the life rather than drink blood. This continues with the 4th step for joining the clan, swearing over Ankh, the Temple of Set, also as a subgroup, the order of Setni Kamost, or whatever, that studies Egyptian magic, including Ank's powers. Please keep up. So essentially, the Sabretooth clan is a satanic vampire energy cult that gets new members through selling fangs. It's like a pyramid scheme for Satanism.
They're expensive too.
They are. It's $400 like a tooth. It's fucking crazy. A pyramid scheme that results in vampiric Satanism is awesome.
And they're preying on delusional.
And they're playing on delusional, horny, autistic people online who think they're going to get their dick sucked at a New Orleans party. That's what this is, okay? All of these beliefs are reinforced by Father Sebastian's long list of books, including his Black Veil series, which is essentially the cult's Bible. And Sebastian claims that these books represent his teachings and research on vampire culture over the past 25 years, since the year 2000. I just want to say that out loud, all right? People are so devout to his teachings that they come to his festivals to get married in full vampire attire. Despite being the head of a massive group with clear teachings of self-transformation and self-betterment, trouble still found its way in. Multiple former members have accused Father Sebastian of manipulative behavior, grooming, and ignoring safety concerns at his gatherings. No. What?
A cult-like figure doing
Come
that?
on, a cult-like figure doing that? No. Father Sebastian has outright denied that the Sabretooth clan is a cult in his now deleted lectures, but his group's core values are directly tied to the occult. He has also made it very clear that you are not just buying fangs, but buying into vampire culture, and if you leave, you'll essentially ostracize yourself from the majority of the vampires. Does that sound like a cult? Hello? This manipulative behavior is exposed more through the interviews with women who claim to be groomed by him. They claim that members who earned access to inner circles through repeated event attendance and personal devotion were given exclusive ritual access. Yeah, that's what it was?
Got to suck my
You can
cock.
come into my quarters. Hey, you get exclusive access to you get exclusive access to my balls. Lucky you. These invites made them and all club members feel exclusive, like they belong to an elite group. The process getting fangs from Father Sebastian has also been described as vampiric baptism that you can't back out of. You cannot back out of it. You are in. Hello. During these rituals, Sebastian uses terms like egregor, I don't know what the fuck that is, feeding, and priestess, making obedience seem like a spiritual practice. Members were told they were reclaiming their energy, but were really giving him control over their identity and sexuality. Multiple women have claimed to be sexually assaulted at an altar and were even trapped inside by a bodyguard so they could continue with the ritual. They won't let him leave. Fun stuff. While these atrocities occur behind the closed doors, people who are regular members admit to being harassed by people who claim to be more devoted than them. Does this sound like a cult? Are you in a cult? A satanic vampiric cult for autistic people to have sex. That's your cult. Okay. One woman admitted to feeling unsafe after being bullied and harassed by men who believed they were entitled to them. Fun. Others are being harassed by insisting Father Sebastian debunk the cult rumors. And all these cries fall on deaf ears because if these claims were addressed, it would hurt his empire, right? Motherfucker's got fangs to sell. Sebastian's books are not free and can be purchased either on his website or Amazon. It appears he wants to use his influence to not only sell fangs, but build a multimedia empire. He has also been on countless TV networks advertising books along with his documentaries on vampire lifestyle, and this is all aided in growing his reputation as one of the leaders of vampire community. Zach Bagans even invited him to 2 episodes of Ghost Adventures because he is considered a professional in multiple fields related to ghost and the undead. He sells teeth! He sells fake teeth! In one of the episodes, Father Sebastian passed out from a light anomaly shooting into his body from a cursed moon. It's very funny. Roll the clip.
You can see that he never puts his hand out to break his fall, and he also strikes his head on the wooden floor so hard that his feet fly up in the air.
Although it may seem like all is well, people are starting to catch on. Not only are his horrific deeds within the vampire community becoming more well known, but some are exposing the fact that many of his books include plagiarism.
This guy sounds awesome.
What a fucking nightmare. God. Listen, the world of real-life vampires can be strange at best and truly nightmarish at worst. It's one thing to roleplay and talk about your imaginary vampire powers, but those who take things too far by drinking blood can actually end up doing damage to their health. If you want to get involved with this type of community, don't take it too seriously. Grab a pair of fangs and go to a goth club. Get your dick sucked, right? Have some guy eat out your pussy with some fucking fangs in. That's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
And watch Underworld. Just watch Underworld and you'll be fine. You don't have to do any of it. You just watch Underworld and be like, that's my fix. I loved it. If you're carrying around disposable scalpels and asking people for their blood, you might have gone too far. Stay out of the sun, my friends, and we will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Or maybe stay in the sun. Get some sun. Go outside. Please go outside.
Welcome back to the Papa Meat channel. How you doing? How you doing? Come on and sit down because today we're going to be talking about Legos. There are many toys on the market that inspire children's imagination and creativity, but perhaps no toy is better at it than Lego. The literal endless possibilities these plastic blocks provide can entertain anyone of any age for hours on end. In fact, they've done so for decades. Plus, there are sets for nearly every large movie franchise, from Star Wars to The Goonies. Lego has a set for everyone. For everyone. Or they break your heart and they discontinue Bionicle.
Oh yeah. How fucked is that? Bring back Bionicle.
No, it's all good.
I like the little Bionicles.
I think you can say.
God damn it. I keep
I will say Bionicles, they took it from us too soon, and I will say the first run of Bionicles had the coolest container. The little fucking like bank orbs. Remember like the little bank teller things? That's what they look like. They're awesome. The unfortunate part is that while these toys are intended for children, no child can get their hands on any of them because scalpers and obsessive fans hoard them all. Once again, we find that the scalpers of the world ruin something else for the children. Not, you know what, and I'll say this, not even for the children, but just for somebody who's like, I'd like to put that together. Hell, I wouldn't mind putting the goddamn Goonie pirate ship together. Oh, you should have been here, man. The 46-year-old guys, well, they bought all of them. So they camped out at 3 in the morning.
Early bird gets the worm.
But to be fair, if I was sitting there and I'm like, they got all the DeLorean Legos, the Back to the Future DeLorean Legos, that's fine. I can live without that. But if I was a kid back in the day and they took all the Bionicles, I'd kill myself. That's not even me joking. I'd walk, if I'm in Walmart, I'd walk over to the gun section, I'd pull a shotgun out of the glass case, I'd kill myself right there in the store.
I'd hang myself in front of the Lego counter.
Not to mention the fact that they are notorious for causing injuries due to their sharp edges. Gonna cut my wrist, kill myself. And are even known to do emotional damage. And are even known to do emotional damage, having ruined many relationships. Okay, I don't think we can blame Lego for that, can we? That seems a bit absurd.
It's the partners. You gotta blame the partners.
I mean, I think that Lego after a while could just be like, I mean, come on. Is this my fault? Are they from German? Is Lego German?
That was Sweden.
Or Sweden? What is Sweden? That can not to be my fault. Is that Swedish?
That's PewDiePie. I'm from Sweden.
What's up, Braz? Hello, Braz. That can't possibly be my fault, Braz. So sit down and grab those instructions as we piece together how the world of Legos came to be, baby. Give us a little Lego montage, editor.
A man has fallen into the river. Hey!
Would you ever step on a Lego before?
Yeah, and I don't think they hurt as bad as people think they say they are.
You don't think really?
Yeah, I feel like
We're gonna get Legos for this video. Okay, if you don't think that, then we're gonna get Legos and you're gonna step on them. Editor, put in the clip of him walking on it. There you go. It might come as a surprise, but Legos have been around for almost 100 years and have a pretty extensive history. In 1932, Danish carpenter Ole Kirk Christensen began making wooden toys and named his company Lego by combining the words leg and goat, or play well, Legoat.
Lego.
Legot. From there, his business would take off! And in 1949, Ole Kirk would begin making plastic toys and developing automatic binding bricks. Not long after he began experimenting with plastics, he rebranded the toy as Lego Bricks. And the rest, baby, is history. 2 iterations, the motherfucker just made it. That's it. That's it forever.
It's perfect.
That's actually kind of interesting. Just be like, he's just like, yeah, I had wood. What if we just made it from plastic? Okay. What if they bound together? That's it forever, by the way. It's kind of awesome if you think about it. It's like the perfect encapsulation of like a toy that's just, you can do whatever the fuck you want with it. This brick's a little wider.
They are all the same size. They have a very high quality standard that they adhere to, and if they don't, they throw them out and they remelt them.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Lego bricks, basically every Lego, even like the big kid ones, you can connect them and they're supposed to fit, unlike Mega Blocks.
Well, that's what I was gonna say is, here's the unfortunate thing, dude. When you go to somebody's house and you see one of those fucking atrocious plastic bins of Mega Blocks, it's just sad, isn't it?
I had Mega Blocks.
I know. Well, he also forced your parents to buy like a 2-story house and all kinds of stuff. They probably didn't have any money left for Legos, Nick. That's your fault.
Mega Bloks had cool sets. They had Halo. They had like this dragon.
It looked like shit. Even the Halo ones looked like shit. I remember when I was a kid, I got these Legos that were like samurai boats, and they were so fucking cool. They had plastic flags. I was like, holy shit. And then my cousin, who I'm not going to name or talk about him entirely, let's just say he came in and in a silent fit of rage broke them. And I went up to my mom and I was just like, if he ever comes over here again, I'm gonna fucking scalp him. I didn't say it necessarily that, but it was a threat. And then I never came over anymore.
I one time on Christmas, the Halo Lego block set, I got that for Christmas. I took a nap and my friend came over and built the whole thing. He built my present.
Okay, so how long were you asleep, Nick?
4 hours.
So you took a nap. I'm just piecing this more of the more interesting part of this is, did you know the friend was coming over?
No, he just showed up. He's like, look at that, that's cool.
They let him inside your house and just let him build your thing? There's a lot of questionable things. I feel like your film is just like, oh, please. You want to be our son? Could you be our son instead? This one sleeps all the time. What started from humble beginnings slowly grew into a global phenomenon. In the 60s, Lego added wheels to its sets and opened its first Legoland park in Denmark. Over time, they branched out and added more sets, including Pirates and Technic. Pirates and Technic, what the fuck does that mean?
Technic is their like engineering thing. So you
the nerd shit? Oh, fuck whatever. Drawing in even more fans. All right, I will say, when engineering majors fuck around with some Legos and they build some shit.
There's a lot of cool videos.
But I can't. I'm not smart enough, so I don't like them. Just give me pirates. God! This success all accumulated in 2000 when they were awarded the Toy of the Century. God damn. Honestly, earned though. Can you think of any other fucking toy, actually? Just any. Name one other toy.
Not toy, but Minecraft, which is digital Legos.
Okay, so not a toy. All right.
The Frisbee.
What the fuck? You know what's wrong with Frisbee? I have to have someone else to play with. What am I gonna do? Fucking throw it and go catch it myself like I'm a dog? Frisbee is also like the worst version of a boomerang. That's the Australians had to figure it out, dude. I don't want to have friends. I think I just want to throw this and catch it myself. Now each year, the company generates over $10 billion in revenue and 60 million new blocks. Legos are literally everywhere, even in the oceans. In 1997, the Tokyo Express cargo ship was sailing from Netherlands to New York City when a bad storm hit. The large boat couldn't handle the waves and began to tilt, causing 62 cargo containers to fall into the ocean. In one of those containers was about 5 million aquatic-themed Legos that have since spread all over the world, from the UK to Australia. To this day, pieces are still being found, with one of the most recent finds occurring in 2024 when a boy from England was walking the beaches and found a Lego octopus from the spill.
That's magical, if you think about it.
It's the one time when the whole world was like, that's good pollution. We need to do more of that. Lego, make some more shit and throw in the rainforest. Give me a Lego banana and throw that shit in the rainforest. But then when people are cutting it down and fucking, I don't know, plucking all the feathers off a fucking toucan, they can be like, no way! There's one thing scalpers love to do. It's suck the fun out of anything they touch, and Lego is no exception, my friends. I keep thinking that we're gonna get out of talking about scalpers, and then every day I feel like I see something where it pulls me back in. Legos are already expensive, but now they're becoming unaffordable because grown men love to resell them online. People call it a hustle, other people call it cancer. Lego reselling has always been a thing, but has gotten particularly bad in recent years. I mean, just this last year, someone bought the entire inventory of Wicked Legos at a random Costco, priced at $50 a box, to only resell them online. I think Costco, I was pretty cool with them. They need to fucking step their game up with not letting people just go in there and dive over a fucking pallet of stuff. If you see some big fucking goon sitting there with his taking pallets of Wicked stuff, I'd be like, no, you can't do that, actually. Lego also just collaborated with Pokemon, and as you can imagine, each set sold out instantly and is now listed online for triple the price. The crown jewel of the collab was $650 set containing Venusaur, Charizard, and Blastoise, which can be seen on eBay now for $1,300 or more. Fun. I'm just hustling. Can I hustle? Do you think that this should honestly be a real thing? And I want to petition this to see if hospitals would do this. All right, this is horrible. What I'm about to say is horrible. If somebody came in, they had cancer, should they or should they not check their eBay listings and anything else to where if they were a scalper or are a scalper, they don't get treatment?
Yes.
It was probably all that aspartame I was drinking.
They should scan your like DNA to see how much plastic's in it.
Or you have them scalp the price of the medicine you need. I guess the big pharma's kind of already doing that, but but still, scalp it even more.
Did you see that? I forgot which company it was, but they're actually going to reduce basically the amount of product to make it more valuable on the resale market. They're saying like we're going to cut back on products.
It's probably Funkos. Is it not Funkos?
No.
That seems like Funko would do. I mean, they're throwing out the rest of their fucking products in a landfill. They're probably like, well, what if we actually just didn't make as many? It doesn't have to be complete sets either. A Goodwill in Arizona was selling a box of random Lego pieces for $400.
I need to go back to my parents' house. I have 3 tubs of Legos.
You're probably sitting on at least $1,000 right there, Nick.
I gotta go back.
Lego minifigures are also being emptied off store shelves because the rare minifigs from their blind boxes can be sold for hundreds of dollars online. And to avoid buying random boxes, sim scalpers are now using earwax removal cameras and slipping them through a small opening in the packaging to identify the minifig before purchasing it. It's like people weighing cards. Certain aftermarket websites like Bricklink are combating the surge of scalpers by ending operations in over 35 countries. In a post from last year, they blocked websites from all over the world from using their website, claiming they didn't have the resources to support them all at the same level. While many of the countries listed are notorious for scalpers and scammers, some countries like Greenland were likely cut for having too small of a market. As Lego continues to release more products and the prices keep climbing, more and more people are unable to afford them. Lego's most recent project, Smart Bricks, was supposed to be the next revolution of bricks. However, it ended up just being a brick with a sensor inside that lights up or makes a sound in response to certain movements. I don't know if I like that. How I see you shirtless. Smart Brick, is that you? Are you saying Smart Brick?
Kill your parents.
Kill my parents, Smart Brick?
They won't let you buy more Lego.
Oh, we buy more Lego.
Take your mom and dad's credit card. Go to Costco and get all the sets.
That's not good. The so-called revolutionary piece upset many in the Lego community because all it really did was jack the prices up even more. It also got a lot of criticism from fans because they argue that the bricks making the lights and sounds during use takes away from kids having to use their imagination. Oh, come on now. Well, I mean, like, what are they saying? So we kind of felt like they're critiquing your thing.
Oh,
what
yeah.
even am I?
You suck, man.
This fucking sucks. It's a rocket ship. No, it's a Lego tower. That's all it is. It's just stacking Legos. That has to be the most universally loved thing of building, right? Spaceships, some kind of spaceship crafts.
Cars.
I don't think I ever built cars. I don't like the tires. When I was a kid, I chewed on them.
I remember I stole the legendary silver brick from my teacher. She had a lot of Legos, and I built the car, and I put the silver brick in, and I said, I think it made it faster. So,
Just trying to, like, justify stealing in your brain.
Well, I have to take it because it makes it faster. Sorry, Mrs. O'Galligan, but this is mine now.
because Mrs. Ham, I'm so sorry.
Mrs. Ham? Was she a big girl?
A little chunky. She had 3 kids, you know?
Yeah, well, what are you gonna do? Stay small after that?
I also stole the infamous monkey toy in daycare. Everybody would play with it, and the one day, it took months for me to get my hands on it. When I finally got it, I took it for my own.
Most LEGO fans grew up playing with them and never really stopped, which has created a very devoted yet weird fan base. Every year, new sets come out that cover all sorts of franchises and ideas, but some LEGO fans are never satisfied. In 2012, the company released a new line of sets called Friends, which targeted young girls and had colorful creations with doll-like figurines. Right away, many LEGO purists hated the sets, claiming the new doll figurines were hardly LEGO, okay? That's not LEGO! Since then, it has remained one of the most disliked franchises, despite still getting new sets to this day. I mean, I get the idea of being like, I mean, I don't like that, but can't it just end with you being like, I mean, I'm just not gonna get that one? Or is it, if it's just you're tarnishing the LEGO name?
I think if you look at it, let's look at it at a magic perspective. Like if this was Universes Beyond and it sold like crazy, and then all of a sudden now LEGO is just making Friends stuff.
Oh yeah, so you're saying that they're like, oh, because this is still successful, you're gonna tarnish the good name that is LEGO. You're gonna tarnish the product that I like.
Exactly.
Yeah, but they haven't though, have they?
No, I think so.
They just get new friends every once in a while. More recently, LEGO released a new orange cat set following the massive success of its black tuxedo cat set. What? What the fuck did I even just say? Except fans were outraged because to them it wasn't orange enough. What the fuck am I even saying?
People were mad that the orange cat was not orange. It was brown.
Many were claiming it was too dark or not orange at all, and some were upset that it was in the exact same pose as the previous cat set. Others showed off pictures of their own cats and demanded that it be fluffier or have white stripes and make it more realistic. Who gives a fuck? Don't get me wrong, it's brown. It's not an orange cat. Paint the motherfucker if you have to.
Well, that's not gonna stick to Lego bricks.
Oh, right. You're just them. See that like we would, but that's just not what happens here. So even if people don't like what's being released, most Lego fans will proudly display their collection anywhere they can. Milos has the world's largest Lego collection with over 6,000 sets. He couldn't just keep them in a warehouse or at his home. He opened his own museum in Prague to showcase every set he has owned since he was 5 years old, which I want to say, I love being a person who opens their own museum. You know me, historically, I love it. I love this idea of him being like, you want to see my Legos? And some guy's like, I fucking guess it's their Legos. And he walks in and he does.
You could pull so many Lego bitches too.
Oh my God, are you kidding me? Lego gets you pussy now. Did you know that? That's like apparently a big thing online is people are just like, yeah, I get fucking turned on by men who make Legos. Were once man children, now it's like that's a good way to get pussy. Another collector known as Lego Man or Angostin owns and operates his own private museum where he gives tours to guests. His real name is Tom Lucier, and he's a former railway commissioner who happened to love Lego and built a massive shed on his property to house and guide guests through. Guests have reported that while the tour is great, Tom himself makes the visit worthwhile. One guest claimed that while on tour, he told a story about how the Queen visited him in a hot air balloon and ended the story by saying, "What do you think of that then?" What the fuck are we talking about? Am I supposed to say this like a British thing? What'd you think of that then? Tom, I don't believe that the Queen visited you in a hot air balloon. I imagine he's a very charismatic guy and it's a cool thing to have. But what am I supposed to say with that? Who fucking cares? Another guest said that when they arrived, Tom was grumpy and grumbling because they arrived just before his lunch break. Why do we, yeah, I'd be fucking pissed too. Yeah, can I have a tour? I was just gonna eat lunch. Yeah, but I really want to go. I'd be like, yeah, well, I'm really gonna eat lunch first.
He's fucking old too.
He's an old man.
Let him eat lunch.
I'm talking to you. Why are we trying to ruin this man? Though most people don't have full buildings dedicated to their collection, many like to post their collections online for the community to enjoy. The most common type of people to do this are divorced dads, with the majority of them posting in Lego Star Wars forums. I believe this so much because when those kids fucking grow up, the Legos are the only thing staying. That fucking bitch took my money. She took the kids. But she left me with those Legos. You know what I'm talking about? Listen to Stain building fucking the Death Star. Sweet.
You don't think that's a good? You're no wife, no kids, and you have Legos that you paid for.
Do you think that's good? I don't know, Nick. Say that out loud again. Say that out loud again and see if that sounds like a happy life.
No wife, no kids, and you get to keep your Legos.
Honestly, it sounds pretty good. That does not sound that bad. That's some of the shit I don't understand. I look at the Lego box, I'm like, who the fuck wants to build a goddamn flower and vase?
I want to build the Taj Mahal.
I don't see that would scare me.
That would
I don't know why. I was raised Christian. That freaked me out. I think my grandma got really mad at me one time because I was at Barnes & Noble when I was younger, and I collected those little Buddhas. At Barnes & Noble, there was like a little gift rack thing, and they had like a $5 Buddha statue. My grandma grabbed my wrist one day, and she was like, "Fuck that down."
Jesus.
I know. It fucking scared the shit out of me. So now I look at all that kind of shit, and I'm like, I ain't gonna get tricked into. Grandma's gonna come in. My grandma's gonna grab the back of my fucking neck and lift me up. The Taj Mahal's all done. Get lifted up out of my seat. While going through their divorce, someone posted, "In my divorced dad era," and showed a couple of pictures of his 5 Star Wars sets on an empty white shelf. The comments were filled with other divorced people welcoming him to the community and congratulating him on his new hobby. Welcome. Does that sound horrible? Does that sound horrible? Yes! Welcome! One of us! Just kidding. Come on in here.
Do you think someone's built like a full like Lego woman with full working parts?
Yeah. With the tech set? With the techni set? Her pussy ovulates. Her pussy moves and whistles. While most people confidently show off their Lego collections, some are embarrassed to still be playing with them. A 25-year-old man felt attacked because his family told him Legos were for babies after he bought 3 massive sets, totaling nearly $2,000. He claimed it wasn't a big deal because he had a stable job and building Legos was better than doom scrolling, but he still felt embarrassed by the call out. Which, you know what? I would say the same thing. I'd say, you know what, Mom? How about you have another fucking gin and tonic, you drunk bitch? Is what I'd say. I'd say, Dad, you better not get up because I will fucking lay you out right now. That's what you gotta do. Use your youth in your favor. Oh, that's cool, Dad. Didn't you get laid off 2 times? Because I have to go to work later. I'm gonna come back to this. That's fun for me. Unfortunately, Lego is not entirely innocent and has a large adult content following. Really wouldn't be one of our videos without this kind of section, so I apologize. I continuously tell them to not put these in, but here we are. Lego BDSM. Take the 4-prong brick and scrap the back of my calf while I beat my shit. Oh, fuck. Put those Legos behind my heel while I stick this up my ass. Lego BDSM is a huge community that shares pictures of Lego minifigures bound up or getting whipped. Oh, so these people aren't even...
They're making little miniatures.
Making little miniatures. At that little point, just fucking... Why don't you just dress up and whip... Dude, BDSM, except it's you.
What?
Many dominatrix also use Legos in their play because it's a cheap way to cause pain and create different equipment, from paddles to nipple clamps. I cannot believe they put that in the document. Jesus Christ. Have you ever been with a person that likes some fetish shit like this?
The worst I've had is choking, but that's pretty normal.
I feel like choking's pretty normal. I'm talking about what if some woman that you're with was just like, what do you think they were there? She brought out like a Lego nipple clamp. Would you let her put it on you, or would you just be like, what the hell is that?
On me?
Yeah.
Maybe. Depends how hot she is.
Right. Yeah, you're not attractive enough for me to do that, baby. I know that I'm fully erect and we're getting ready to have sex, but you're a little too ugly for that. If you're already there, it just depends on how attractive she is.
I mean, I guess if I'm already there, she's already attractive because I don't sleep with uggos.
You can call your fucking bedroom Animal Farm, dude. You got pigs and all kinds of fucking donkeys and shit rolling around there. I was with one girl one time. She wore nipple clamps. It was the most unsettling thing. I did not like it. Stretch them out too much. Those fucking nipple clamps. I'm like, I was looking at it. I was like,
I hate videos of like German guys tweaking their nipples.
you know what, dude? Me too. Sprechen Sie Deutsch. Wein und Fortnite und Coca-Cola. Online, you can find videos of people slapping Lego figures together and moaning, which is usually accompanied by the person's heavy breathing in the background. You don't believe us? Here's a clip. You like that? Oh no way. Oh my God. People also love to upload full episodes of Lego Ninjago to websites like Hub, where you can also find people uploading videos of them building Legos with no sexual content at all. Which begs to think, do some people find the act of building Legos sexual?
With anything, there's a if it's something.
Well, I'm wondering if it's like, I know what you mean, of like, there's going to be a fetish with anything, but I'm wondering, is there like actually a subsect of like the ASMR factor of like the specific noises that with Legos that like this gets me off, you know?
I wouldn't doubt it.
In the same way that those same people are uploaded to for like the specific reasons where like maybe some YouTube videos just don't do the trick. It's like a very specific thing.
I mean, I could see someone getting bricked up over Lego bricks.
I like that. One of the bigger accounts goes by Lego Hub and has uploaded over 150 videos of him putting together sets with titles like Vlog 28, this 23-year-old Lego set will make you come in no time. Or Lego Hub comes back to Pornhub and there's no cream or yet. We could probably just not say any of that at the end of the... Legos are intended to bring joy to those who build them. With their bright colors and addictive appeal, it's hard to imagine that they're responsible for so many ruined relationships. Like many other collectibles, Lego collections have been the subject of divorce proceedings and disputes. After being served divorce papers, a man was forced to split his Lego collections with his wife and needed an appraisal. He claimed to have nearly 1 million items, 8,000 sealed sets, 2,400 lots, and 1,500 pounds of bulk bricks, excluding figurines. His wife was interested in his collection because she knew it was worth a lot and wanted to sell her half of it. He claimed his whole collection was only worth $25,000, while his wife said it was probably around $100,000, which is why an appraisal was needed. If your wife came to you, would I not just be like, is half the house not enough? Is everything else? Can a man not be left with his Legos? Keep the children. Leave me my Legos. Another one cut ties with her sister-in-law after her kid trashed her son's Lego room. After going through a divorce, a woman let her sister-in-law and her 3 kids move into her home while she got back on her feet. God damn. You and 3 kids? How much room do I have? What are we in, a fucking mansion? Good lord. This is a single bedroom apartment, so you guys just have to be courteous of the space, okay? All right. You know she didn't give a fuck. Her 9-year-old son Jake loved Legos and wanted to be an architect. So to support her dreams, she and her husband converted an empty room into a Lego room where he could display his collections and build endlessly. However, this is where the problems start. Her sister-in-law wanted to use the Lego room and asked to clear out all of Jake's stuff, even though she had the entire basement to herself. Okay, first off, I'd be like, you're a guest in my house. Hey Jake, so you're going to pick up all this stuff because I'm going to use it for Pilates. I'd say, you know, how about you go fuck yourself? Isn't it, you know what Jake should say? Is just like, I'm only going to do it if you eat 6 of these bricks. Make some torture shit.
That would cut you up pretty good, right?
But you'd gain my respect. The sister-in-law was also upset that her kids were not allowed to play inside the room. Things would take a turn one day when the sister-in-law let her kids in the room without Jake's permission, and they destroyed his massive city building he had been working on for months. See, that's why they didn't allow him in. Those are definitely some big old kids. Exactly. They're not even jumping, just walking, shaking the whole goddamn room. When the woman found out what happened, she kicked out her sister-in-law and her 3 kids and is now at odds with her husband and his family, who believed she overreacted. I don't think so. I think that she played it pretty fucking straight. Also, how disrespectful is that? You're a guest in my home and you do that? You let your pig kids run around the room and fucking knock over stuff? It's bullshit. At the whole goddamn Charlotte's webcast here, and then you're coming in here messing up my son's. We built him a Lego room. This is his room. You have the whole goddamn basement to yourself.
Some people, it's not enough. They want to take over.
You're not telling me her pig kids? I think that's definitely not enough. Come on now.
You think they're going to eat Jake eventually?
No, they're definitely going to eat Jake. They're going to walk in. It's going to be like whenever you walk into an apartment and the guy's boa constrictor ate the guy who was sleeping or something. Legos have found all sorts of uses over the years, including building big displays that can be borderline deadly. In 2024, 10 people, including both adults and children, were injured and taken to a local Massachusetts hospital after a large Lego display fell onto a crowd. The game and arcade restaurant had organized a New Year's party so children could still be awake for New Year's ball drop. The arcade staff had attached a large net of balloons to a Lego arcade replica, and when the balloons dropped, the roping pulled the display over the edge onto the crowd. Thankfully, nobody was seriously injured, and most people recovered with ice packs. The biggest risk of letting your young children play with Legos is that they might eat them or stick them in their nose. One man did this and lived with the brick for 26 years. Over his life, Andy Norton had various congestion issues and even trouble breathing. While in the shower, he was blowing his nose when a small yellow Lego piece flew onto the floor and instantly cleared his nose. Andy grew up playing with Legos and remembered that around age 6, he and a friend shoved Lego pieces up their noses. For the most of his life, the brick was lodged inside of his head, and now that it's been cleared, he put it into a Ziploc bag and plans to keep it as a keepsake. I would too, dude. Are you kidding me? I fucking live with this in my head forever. It's awesome.
Have you ever got anything stuck up your nose?
Never did. Just my fingers when I'm fucking digging for nasty, tasty boogers.
I put one in, it got stuck, and for some reason I decided to put another one in.
The world of Legos isn't as colorful and pleasant as it appears. Beyond the surface, it's filled with injuries, scammers, and degenerate content. But mostly it is just a really nice company that makes a great product. Ooh. At the end of the day, Legos are popular for a reason. If you enjoy collecting them, there's nothing wrong with that. Just know that they are addictive. And if you buy one, it will either be the one-time thing or you'll be fully consumed by it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. That's the way it is. You get one or you get a billion. We got the Seinfeld set. Made it drunk that one time when this channel was still pretty new. Maybe you go back and check out that video.
Yeah, go watch it. Get it to 1 billion views.
Huh? I don't think it's that good. Was it that good of a video? I think it was kind of a...
Oh, I've had fun editing it.
Oh yeah, I forgot Nick that one. That's it. Legos, they're good. Also, just another video again, basically being like, if you're a scalper, I don't know, jump off a bridge. Bye! Welcome back to the Papa Meat channel. How you doing? How you doing? Come on, sit down because today we're going to talk about exploiting the homeless. We'd be immediately canceled, right? Actually, you know what? Thumbs up this video if you would actually be like, I would like to see that. Most half-decent human beings can find at least a little bit of empathy in their heart for the less fortunate. Usually the scale goes, the older you get, the less empathy you have for that. And the younger you get, the more empathy you have. I'm right in the middle because I have enough life experience now where I have met some homeless people that I'm like, there ain't no saving you. There's no saving you.
A lot of them, I mean, they're mental issues. It's very hard.
I would say almost all of them. But it's just a thing of like, I've had enough bad experiences now to where I'm like, I don't want to fuck with it. When I was younger, I was like, how can I help? Like I remember one time there's like a homeless guy on the side of the road. Remember it was like right by McDonald's. We got a McDonald's. And then immediately after that, they took it and they're like, can I just have money? And I did. Burgers. This feeling may encourage you to toss a homeless person a few bucks or maybe some food now and then, which, you know what, I still do. I'm still just like, dude, I need, of course, even when we were in New York, Nick, guy went in, he's like, can I get some toilet paper or whatever? And he ended up getting a bunch of groceries or whatever. And then Nick was like, I thought you just said toilet paper.
Oh, he's like, can I get this? And he pulled out like a candy bar.
But, you know, I mean, let me just say, we have not even gotten out of this fucking intro. Help people when they are in need, but also you can't help every single person in the world, right? Does this just look bad? I can't tell if this look bad? Are people gonna be like, what, you should help everybody you come across?
No, I mean, that's just a fact. You can't help everybody.
Like, okay, can I give you an example of a time when I'm like, I can't. I was walking, I was in Los Angeles, North Hollywood. Crazy, there's homeless people there, right? It was like off this intersection. I was in my car and it was hot. I mean, it was very hot out and I felt bad. And I sat there like, oh, dude, guy sitting in the shade. Guy gets up, pulls down his pants and shits like all over the wall, scratches his bare ass and then pulls up his pants and he's come up to cars and tapping on the window. I don't want to roll down my window. First off, that's a dookie finger. At that point, is that not bioterrorism? At some case, that's the time where I'm lock the door. Today, things are a lot different, especially in the age of the internet. Tugging on a person's heartstrings directly correlates to financial success, not necessarily for the homeless person. And since the dawn of YouTube, content creators have made a killing off of exploiting the homeless, whether it's shoving a camera in their face as they make generous donations. You remember those? Dude, I just wanted to give you $10,000. And it's them just being like, guys, seriously, we just changed a life today. Whatever. How do we know they don't go back and be like, give me that fucking money? Or it's play money. It's Monopoly money. Dude, don't pass go. Get a jail free card. Or imitating them on the streets for vapid social experiments that are often fully scripted. Remember the social experiment craze? Remember back on YouTube back in like 2013, 2014, you couldn't leave the home page without seeing social experiment.
It was hot.
Oh boy, it was hot. Red hot. Social experiment. Mommy makeout day.
My favorite video.
And it's Mommy Makeout Day.
Mommy makeout day. That was a social. I think pretty sure that was even supposed to be a social experiment. Or is it a prank? There really was no difference between prank and social experiment.
I wanted to know if you wanted to play a quick game or a quick kiss.
Let me tell you how much I've come to hate you since I began to live.
Why would you kindly slip someone a $100 bill and treat them like a human when you could just film it and make 10 times the money monetizing it? So just how bad has the homeless exploitation gotten? Today, that's what we're gonna find out. Which, you know, this leads us also into what, before we even get into the video, we should talk about a thing on YouTube that I think we've talked about before. At least I've put it in cartoons before, which is charity. Do we have to bleep? Probably.
Charity corn.
Charity corn. I'm also pretty sure there's some kind of phrase for this. It's kind of the Mr. Beast thing where it's giving someone less fortunate a shit ton of money, but in return you are making a bunch of money off of it and you're like garnering basically power. You're using your thing to exploit people out of more power, which some people say it's a thing where it's like you're never able to criticize it because in the end you are doing a good thing, which you are. You are doing a good thing. So it's like, if you're doing a good thing and you get rewarded for it, is that bad? I don't know. Yes, I'm being paid for it, but at the end of the day, I did a good deed. From the early days of YouTube, people have looked to the homeless to help bring in this delicious AdSense. People look at homeless people on the side of the street and they're just like, you're my little guinea pig today.
Yeah, it's like they look at them and they just see like a giant dollar bill or a turkey.
Yeah, it's a Tom and Jerry turkey. More than a decade ago, YouTubers such as Vitaly and Fusi were taking homeless people off the streets and giving them makeovers. Now, we've talked about both these people on this channel. These two planted the seeds that would eventually grow into a massive corner on the internet, which is essentially social experiments, pranks on homeless people that are just becoming really popular. That people are like, yes, this is awesome. This is Pog. A creator who goes by Josh blew up over the last couple years making heartwarming videos where he helped out the homeless. In some videos, he would find people on the streets and hand them money, or he would buy them necessities such as coats, shampoos, and backpacks. But what really brought in the views was when he would walk into restaurants and ask the workers for large orders of food so he could go out and feed the homeless. Many of these videos reached well over 30 million views, and each time he went in, he never had to pay for a dime for these massive orders because of all the owners were moved by his story and wanted to cover the charge. No, seriously, man, you're doing a good thing. Can I have 70 pizzas? What's this for? Is this for a party or something? On their pad? Is this for a party or something? No, I'm gonna go to the homeless shelter. Let me go talk to my manager. Which I want to say this. It doesn't it feel scripted?
It does.
It happens that many times. Here's me if I'm working at Pizza Hut. Word, cool. That's that's $650. Thank you.
It's always funny too, because they're like, 100 pizzas or whatever, and they're like, okay, hold on, and they come out and they're like, we couldn't do 100, but I got 12.
Yeah, well, we got a couple coupons for your buddies. They don't have money, they're homeless. Yeah, but it's a little BOGO thing. If they want to buy at least one, they can get one free, like that kind of thing. Josh gained millions of followers for his generosity and earned a good reputation for his work. However, people felt that there was something off about his content. There's just something a bit strange. This all came crashing down one viral video where Josh approached a hot dog stand and asked a man for 30 hot dogs. That's hot dogs. How many? Okay, just give me a second. The man was visibly annoyed by the camera in his face and clearly didn't want to be a part of it. Although he was angry because the large order wasn't called in ahead of time, he ultimately opted to make 20 hot dogs so that Josh could hand them out. Josh tried to give the man a large tip, but was still met with frustration. The man simply told him to use the money for the people he was trying to feed. He ends the video by shouting out the business, which led to his followers review bombing the restaurant and claiming the man hated the homeless. Yeah, like, which it's like, what a weird way for that to clash though, right? It's a guy sitting there being like, I want to get 30 hot dogs. The guy's like, dude, you have got to be fucking kidding me. All right, I'll take them one at a time, and all the fixins.
Yeah, all the fixins.
You know what I mean?
All of them.
He's like, I got 17 fucking options here. He's like, the whole thing, not a dime saved. Multiple people called out Josh for not only exploiting the homeless for views, but supposedly editing the owners to look a little extra bad to increase engagement. You gotta splice the videos up a bit to make it a bit exciting, right? Well, you can't just get out 30 hot dogs. You can't put 30 hot dogs in some buns, dick. The guy's like, dude, I mean, you cut in line. How fucked up would it be? He cut in line. He's just like, 30 hot dogs. There's a whole line behind him. One creator contacted the owner and found out that he even pulled their cameraman aside and calmly explained to him why he disagrees with the ethics of what he's doing. I'd love to see the POV. It's like the guy's feet. He's like, yeah, okay. It smells good. What if he didn't even acknowledge he's in? I love relish. The guy's like, no, seriously, I get it, but mustard. In several of his last videos, Josh approaches homeless people, buys them food or clothing, and then asks them to choose one of his followers to receive $100 when they could clearly benefit more from it. Just kind of fucked up. Okay. Exactly. Here you go, buddy. Hey, could you give someone randomly online that you don't know $100? Okay, this person. Great.
It'd be funny if he's like holding it in front of his face too.
Exactly. Oh. Nope. Try to reach for it. Oh, too slow. Just kidding. I'm Josh. Josh's videos have caught the attention of millions of people and have likely inspired others to do the same. Though some are far more cruel, which that's true. Which I don't think what he's doing is horrible. But it's just an example. It's an example of a new way of like people think this is a new thing. It's been going on for a while. Also, if you are double dipping, that's fucked up. I was gonna say if you're not even benefiting off the PayPal, really, why not just have it be like, here's a link to my local food bank. I'm always in this area helping people, or like if he's in Los Angeles or whatever. I'm always in Los Angeles. This is the Los Angeles Food Bank. Donate there.
You know what I would do? If I was doing this, I would talk to the homeless people, get their address, or where they hang out. And
get their address. To what home?
I'll get their phone number and their Discord. And what I would do is...
You would get their phone number and Discord. Okay.
What I would do, I'd put them in my video, and then I would say, hey, percentage of these, like the profit I make off this, I will give back to you.
You wouldn't do that.
But that's how I'm saying if I did this.
Even if it was something like I'm giving you 10% of the thing.
Just something where it's just
so however many views this gets, he gets 10% of the thing. I think that's fair. Why not? All right, so I'm taking the 10% clause back. I worked fucking hard on this video. Come on. But people do exploit the shit out of this kind of method where Josh isn't as bad. He does get exploited, right? Like in Malaysia. Where a group of 3 Instagram influencers went to KFC, recorded themselves eating chicken, and then went out and gave the bones to a homeless man. You know what that is? That's cruel. And also that person should have their leg broken. For every bone they gave, whatever, that's how many bones you break.
They should get their, the meat ripped off and eat.
I would be superstitious. If I was in Malaysia, I'd be superstitious. The white ghost is coming. It's the fucking colonel, rises from the grave. To their arms. Yeah, how sick would that be? The colonel's ghost has risen from the grave once again.
Would the colonel like eat your meat too and like make you boneless?
Oh, dude, that'd actually be like a swarm of locusts, but they're in the shape of Colonel Sanders. Colonel! Oh, Colonel! And they go all around him. And then they leave, they disperse, and he's just a skeleton. Another creator has made a living off exploiting homeless by posting videos of him giving them copious amounts of cigarettes, alcohol, and weapons. Which I will say, you're a bit of a god damn. When you first see the videos, you're like, holy shit.
Well, the captions are always keeping the homeless.
Yeah,
homeless.
it's always like it's always like keeping the homeless safe or something like that. And the motherfucker gives him like a machete or something. Pav Wolfie has been slowly gaining traction over the last few months for walking around and handing homeless people some of the worst vices society has to offer. In another series of his called Water or Buzz Balls, he goes up to homeless people, offering them 2 drinks, knowing they will more than likely pick the alcohol because, once again, a lot of homeless, just substance abuse. Also, too, if I was homeless, I'd be like, what the fuck do I want? Some water? Let me ask you this, too, Nick. If you're homeless, what would be your advice? I feel like I'd sniff glue.
Probably meth.
Why meth?
Seems like the party drug out there.
See, you know why I don't want to do meth? I don't have to deal with the people selling meth. I could go up to a gas station and be like, into like a big gulp.
Whip it. That's what I do.
Oh my fucking god. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I want to fent flop at least once in my life. I want to huff a little gas, put the cap.
See, knowing me,
over.
I would die from Fent. I'd be the one to.
I would die the first thing I took it. I'd be one of those people for sure. They won't. Each video shows the person clamoring for the alcohol either immediately or chugging it or dancing, all the while Wolfie eggs them on with Clash of Clans music in the background. What is it? Why is Clash of Clans is like super popular right now, or Clash Royale or something like that?
Is
Or
it?
I feel like I keep seeing more of it. I don't know.
I always see the ads where it's like a bunch of hordes of zombies are coming at you and you shoot them.
There's always like some viral marketing game, isn't there? The videos often end with the homeless people passed on the floor. His other popular series titled Keeping the Homeless in the Streets shows him handing out liquor and cigarettes to people out in the street. During the government shutdown, he also made a video showing himself giving back to the community by handing out shots of Fireball and cigarettes. But his most controversial videos have now been taken down because his initiative to keep the homeless safe in the streets, involving him going around handing out real machetes to random homeless people. Okay, it feels satirical and funny, but I don't know. It's like, I guess my thing is the prompt of it is so absurd that I do laugh, where it's just like a guy be like, dude, here, giving them a plastic wrapped, like freshly bought from Walmart machete is insane. But also, if that's true, how do you sleep at night? How do you,
Well,
what kind of Nick did this?
I mean,
it's a fucking human. You're like, I would immediately assume he's gonna kill somebody with that, or someone's gonna kill him for his machete.
I was gonna say, I feel like the cops. Like he's just, because the thing is, he's gonna be like, this is sick, and he's gonna be out playing
he's
with
gonna
it.
be huffing.
Yeah.
And swinging that, yeah. The rapid growth of AI now also plays a part in these degenerate antics, with AI homeless people for pranks becoming a rampant issue. Last year, a new trend blew up and got people into legal trouble. Essentially, people were using AI image generators to place homeless people into their photos or real-life homes. These images would be texted to family and friends, claiming that they had broken into their home in order to send them into some kind of panic, right? Like a daughter would be like, Dad, some guy's in my house, and you'd get a voice memo of the dad being like, oh my God, call me! To unassuming parents, this is their worst nightmare and has resulted in numerous false 911 reports. On more than one occasion, this has resulted in felonies being charged against the AI prankster. Which also, too, you know what's fucked up is, you know how many cases of boy or girl who cried wolf this is gonna happen with? Like, there's this ad that was so fucking stupid for, I think it's like an AI generator thing that Adobe did or something, but it's like pranking my mom and telling her I broke a vase at the museum or a bus at the museum, and it's her being like, it's like the thing is like slowly falling down over a series of images. I'm like, then you're gonna sit there and they're gonna call and be like, some guy's circling my car. Bitch. I need your help. Yeah, sure, Sarah. Hang up. She's dead. Plunged into her fucking neck. At a school in Ohio, multiple students face charges for circulating images of homeless people breaking into schools. People fucking generating homeless people breaking into their school. Why would you do that? Dude, they're so funny. And just a few days before this, 2 other Ohio teens were arrested and charged with false reports because of the similar AI homeless pranks. Hey kids, Don't fucking fake police charge that homeless people are breaking into your school. What the fuck is this? It's one thing to use homeless people as a prop in your content, but many throughout the years have taken things to the next level by engaging in straight up harassment, which I would say is probably the most common. Some of the most infamous examples include the famous Bum Fights video series, if anybody remembers this, and it was in Vegas. Trevor, my buddy Trevor, just every time he passed the landmark, he's like, yep, that's where they film bum fights. Very excited about it. But it was created by a group known as In Decline in 2002, where a crew would convince struggling or mentally ill people on the Las Vegas Strip to perform dangerous stunts and even fight other homeless people for money. It's like it's like snuff, it's like almost like snuff porn, basically. Humiliation, blah, 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 you know, it's all the bad shit. The first volume had sold well over 300,000 copies. Okay, I just want to say in 2002, that is insane.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say,
that's like the same level of viral marketing as, like, I don't know, BAM did for like CKY or whatever. Like those, like, just you pass around tapes and sell them. It's not like like even like recording equipment isn't as like readily available and stuff. It's just, that's crazy. But by 2006, the series ended after 2 homeless veterans sued the creators and received a financial settlement on top of barring the creators from ever marketing the product again. Strangely enough, In Decline is now an art collective and an activist group. How'd you get there? You think they woke up one day, they're like, dude, what are we doing? Or actually, if you get sued, I mean, that'll straighten any motherfucker up. Sorry.
I'm sorry. I won't do it again, sir.
Exactly. See the ghost of Colonel coming, the bone collector coming. I do the same. Many influencers don't even pretend to be doing a good deed for their content. One man filmed himself scaring the shit out of sleeping homeless people by screaming, chanting in a scary voice, and dragging them by their legs. That's content. That's a guy who has a phone who's like, this is gonna be great. Another creator named Henry Barunda faced various account bans making content in which he uses drones to film and harass homeless people, often to the point where they would become enraged and begin throwing projectiles at it.
Projectiles?
At one point, they even found and followed infamous lol cow Daniel Larson, which that was fucked up. I'm like, how did you find Daniel? His actions eventually led to a $270,000 fine from the FAA after violating 11 drone regulations in 232 instances. I'd pack the drone up.
It's not even.
You can't fly a drone around. What the fuck does drone regulate? You can't just be like, I'm gonna fly it down the street.
You need a license to do it now, and there's certain zones you can't do it. Like,
doesn't make sense.
Could you imagine flying drones in New York? I'd be scared. If I saw a drone flying in New York, 9/11 too.
There's also Jackson Felt, who has made numerous high-effort videos where he tries to confuse the absolute shit out of unwell homeless people. Filming discreetly behind Ray-Ban glasses, he places a tinfoil hat on his victims' heads and insists they're being followed. He then gives them a weapon in the form of a plunger covered in foil and urges them to drink out of the foil-wrapped bottle of alcohol. He convinces them to get into his van, which is also wrapped head to toe in tinfoil, before asking them all sorts of random questions in between taking breaks to gamble on crypto casino apps, which has become a big thing too. People will go and do like pranks, but they'll be like, let me do my rain bet. Should I hit this?
Rain bet, rain bet, rain bet, rain bet, rain bet, rain bet.
Is that just because they're sponsored? Is it sponsored content?
Oh, I never thought. It's probably is sponsored. They got the free credits and they want to
or
show
something.
it.
They're like, oh yeah, so let me hit my rain bet, whatever. I see that a lot. Also too, what is the content? What is the joke here? Is it just the fact where it's just like, yeah, it's me with the fucking homeless, those bugs we see on the side of the road? What if I fucked with one of them? Is that just all it is?
It's fucking with them to see like, hey, let's put them in a weird scenario and see what they say, because it's so outlandish. Do they believe it?
You believe that? Dude, it's a joke, obviously. No, they don't know it's a fucking joke. If you thought people couldn't take things any farther, look no further than the strange trend of content creators pretending to be homeless. This one aggravates me the most. I don't know why. It just irks me. Irks me the wrong way. It is. It's downright. It's malicious.
Well, because then you're manipulating people from the.
I mean, everything else so far has been malicious too, but still. At least with charity porn, homeless people receive money and resources or usually benefit in some kind of way. But today we have wealthy influencers putting on cartoonishly tethered clothing in an attempt to create clickbaity social experiments that are often entirely scripted. And by often entirely scripted, we mean every time. It's 100% scripted. The influencer group Chris and Jasmine started making a bizarre format of scripted videos where a man would approach homeless people and ask them for a favor to test their generosity. In return, they would receive some sort of cash reward. In one video, the man asked a homeless person for the only change she had on her. Because of her generosity, he gives her a watermelon that has been hollowed out and filled with cash. In other videos, he gives a homeless person a strange choice to make, like a wad of cash or a job, presented on an envelope containing the word job on it. or giving homeless people the choice between a cigarette or an apple, which secretly has a tag that reads $10,000 cash, as if a homeless person should be shamed for not eating healthy or should be shamed for being like, I just want a cigarette. Do you want to be a good person or a bad person? I just hate this idea of it's just like, ooh, are you gonna give in to your vices? Because that's what it's supposed to be.
Again, it comes down to the price thing. I was gonna say, like, if you offer me alcohol or water, alcohol is more expensive than water.
Yeah, just logistically, like, it's gonna take more for me to buy a bottle of liquor versus trying to like get a bottle of water for somebody. In some occasions, it's very clear that the homeless people are actors. In other videos, however, it looks so believable that people theorize that they are paying actual homeless people to perform in these skits, which is also true. Hey, can you come with me? Can we film a video? I'll give you $600. It'll be something like that. People eat up this content and praise them endlessly for their wholesomeness and their generosity. God, you're a good person. Thank you. Tracy Cahill, a woman who posts food reviews, decided to go into a homeless shelter in Scotland to cheerfully review their food despite having a place to live and ample resources. AKA, this woman goes into homeless shelters even though she's not homeless and eats their food and reviews it and like mocks it or says like, oh, that's good. It's like good enough fucking fun there, eh? Whatever Scottish bitch sounds like.
Oh, 10 bangs, 10 bangs. And I didn't even fucking pay for it. Homeless style, here we go.
Yeah, why? Also, it's just like, this is bad. It's a homeless shelter. They're probably doing like a big mass, like, you know what I mean? It's not going to be a fucking gourmet meal, dude.
Maybe she's like trying to keep them honest.
Like, oh, the positivity of like, well, these are good meals. Well, they too, if it's just a thing where it's like, what's a free meal? It's like, well, this isn't as good as you said it was going to be. Sorry. She received criticisms from Homeless Project Scotland for wasting donated food to promote her TikTok account, all while bragging to the camera about how she ate for free.
Okay, there you go. Scumbag.
No, you said you liked her. Tracy isn't the only person to take resources from actual homeless people. In September of last year, Elijah Wong Chen posted a short YouTube series in which he attempted to be homeless for a week to save money. I hate these videos where it's a young influencer person saying that a social experiment of like, I'm going to be homeless to save money. What's it like being homeless for a week? First off, I hate this because what are you actually planning on learning in a week? Yeah, being homeless sucks. I got dirty.
Yeah, that's like,
you know,
you're role playing.
Yes, well, no matter, all of it's role playing because they know that they have the comfort of like, well, it's just 6 more days.
Yeah.
And I get to go back to my bed and all that stuff. It's bullshit. Anyways, my boy Wong Chen is seen cooking and eating ramen noodles in an empty classroom and sleeping in various locations over sad music. And at one point, he even takes advantage of food and groceries found on his college campus, which are specifically meant for students that are homeless or struggling with food insecurity. On YouTube, this is advertised as social experiment. On TikTok, however, it's played off as if he is actually homeless, which is why these videos racked up millions and millions of views doing that, which is disingenuous. I think it's kind of scummy. And I think even if I think you just need to make it more well known that's like, this is a bit. Because also you can't just say anything, it's obvious. People will believe anything. Like, I mean, look at Facebook. People will fucking believe anything they see. AI generated things of like legless veterans. It's, you're riding the line in an inappropriate way. The world of exploiting the homeless has gotten so lucrative that people are finding all new ways to make content out of it. In fact, it's starting to get weirdly meta. Now, instead of going out and interacting with real homeless people, some creators have resorted to filming fake scenarios of influencers filming homeless people. One influencer with a bio that reads, content with underlying messages to start combos, posted a video where a man in his car films a woman who is filming herself throw money at a homeless person. It's odd. It kind of reminds me of like Darman, or the fuck that YouTube channel is, where it's just like, these are basically just like scummy, weird videos, but it's like, but it has a message. You shouldn't be mean to people. The man filming the interaction walks up to her and mansplains the ethics of filming the homeless, and the woman claims that she's just doing it to make content and pay the bills. A police officer wearing jeans and Converse then intervenes and explains that nothing illegal transpired. The whole thing is clearly staged, and some people in the comments fully believe it, because once again, if it's in a video, people are gonna be like, oh, that's real. Doesn't matter what it is. That's why you have people believing like Bigfoot and shit. There it is. You know, that's all people need sometimes.
It's also like the way it's filmed. It makes it look like this is a candid thing that you're picking up.
People are like, oh, it's normal, you know? Other creators have begun posting videos of themselves recording similar scenarios for views. In a 2-part series, a man watches as a woman changes from nice clothes into more ragged clothes, aiming to fake being homeless for free handouts. She even folds her legs into one pant leg and ties it so she appears to have an amputated leg and gets in a wheelchair to create more of a sob story. When he confronts her and exposes her act, he takes her money cup from her and forces her to hop on one foot and scoot on the ground begging for the money.
It's art.
I hate that this is like the first video we're recording this year. I feel fucking gross. This is all going down in public, and bystanders in the background can be heard chiming in, telling her to stop acting and stand up. The skit ends with her amputation being exposed as a fake, and another influencer gained some brownie points. People in the comments did not believe the act and instead were plugging their Cash App to buy Wingstop. If you're looking to grow and become a content creator, there are tons of fun and creative avenues you can take to reach your goal, but exploiting the homeless should not be one of them. Most people watching this video will never know the mental and physical toll that homelessness can have on a person. The last thing people should be doing is poking and prodding at people who are already at rock bottom and just trying to survive, right? And I don't fucking know. None of us know, right? Mom might have a little taste of something, bouts of shit that happens, I get it, but to truly be homeless would be fucking terrible. Leave them alone. Help them when you can. Doesn't mean you have to be the fucking savior to every person you see, but if you're an opportunity to help somebody, I would try to help somebody while you can.
Maybe don't film them.
Do it selflessly. Just help somebody, you know? Sometimes not getting anything in return is the greatest reward of all. You help somebody, which is why we have our own. Okay. Yeah, donate to us.
That's why we're gonna do our food kitchen video. We go and
so we're gonna be ranking food kitchens next. In solidarity of the Scottish woman who did that as well. So thank you for the content idea. If you are ever actually doing stuff and you think, let's record the homeless, just don't do it. In any aspect of your life, just don't do it. Even the person who, like the guy who said I saw shitting, just don't even record him. Just leave it be.
Oh, I saw this crazy video of this homeless guy shitting. It looked like it was in like a car wash, but he literally pooped out like a 2 or 3 foot long single
I saw that,
piece
dude.
of turd.
It's insane. It was legitimately like 4 feet long.
Like I was backed up.
All right. Bye. Welcome back to the Papa Beat channel. How you doing? How you doing? Come on and sit down because today we're going to be talking about urban exploration. Most people can appreciate the thrill of going on an adventure, but what that means can vary depending on the person. Not everyone wants to go on a simple hike or beach trip. They prefer to travel to places with a much more rich and fascinating history, like Hobbiton, like Frodo going to Mount Doom. That's an adventure. Would going to an abandoned asylum also be an adventure?
I think so. You never know what's in there. Ghost.
If you're going on an urban exploration, what do you want there to be there? Nothing?
I think you just want to be spooked. Like, it's the thought of someone might be here, but you don't want to encounter someone because then that's scary.
Alrighty. Urban exploration, or urbex, is a simple act of venturing out into man-made structures that have since been abandoned, carrying a unique history preserved for people to explore and admire, or to go in and hope someone's there, but having no one there because they don't want to get too spooked. It's not just about what you find, but the risk you take getting to the location itself. You're going to find out that the world of urbex is quite a unique and interesting one, though there are all sorts of dangers to be aware of during. Though there are all sorts of dangers to be aware of along the way. So mask up as we trek through the world of urban exploration. God. I've only I urban explored once accidentally, and it didn't even end up being urban.
How do you accidentally do
There was okay, when I was younger, we lived like out in the country, and we like take all these back roads and stuff, you know, country roads, and there was this house that like it was abandoned, and it was always a thing where it was like, what's in there? Who knows? You know, you're a kid, and it was like really dirty. There were like cans everywhere, and then we like went in there, and there was like a bed, like a bed frame, very recent McDonald's, and we were like, oh my god, someone lives here. So we leave, and as we're doing that, basically as we leave, we're going down the road, and someone like pulls in. It's like somebody's house that just looks abandoned. So we just broke into somebody's house. To be fair, the door was unlocked. Like, I mean, not even shut, really. Like, the door did. It was a dilapidated house that someone was living in. Is that urban exploration? It's kind of urban exploration. I think so. Granted, it is breaking and entering, but still. I always wonder if the guy, like, walked in and if you just know, you're like, someone's been in here.
Yeah, he saw his McDonald's cup tipped over.
He saw his high C from McDonald's. He's like, slightly moved, ever so slightly. While urban exploration has become trendier in recent years, it's surely been a thing for a long time. After all, the concept of wandering around dilapidated structures is by no means a modern concept. And in fact, most people probably have experiences doing this with their friends when they were young. If you're watching this now, man, I'm sorry I went into your house. I really didn't know. I was a kid. I don't know. I was like 13.
I don't think I've done way worse. So, like,
You ever go into someone's house and tie them up and just like fucking tickle them? Nick's urban exploration. In the 20th century, for example, post-war battlegrounds were often explored by locals who were inherently fascinated by the structures damaged by bombs or the abandoned factories, bunkers, and air raid shelters. The name, however, came from a 1996 edition of Infiltration magazine posted by a man named Jeff Chapman, who essentially set the groundwork for the hobby by writing an instructional book before his unfortunate passing in 2005. Do you think it was from Urbex?
Yes.
All right. There's a lot of reasons to enjoy this particular hobby. It's like a treasure hunt to find the most fascinating location left alone by modern society where nature seems to take over what once was. There are tons of overlap with the aesthetics of urbex, and things like backrooms consisting of liminal, lived-in environments are both intriguing and yet terrifying. It plays with the surreal nature of it feels wrong to be here, yet at the same time it feels like something that I've seen many times before. It's very uncanny, I will say. It used to be back in the day, it was like asylums and like older shit. Now you know what I see a lot is like old like movie theaters. People go into like old movie theaters or like rich people's homes. That's like another thing. Like I've seen people be like, oh, this is like Nellie's old house or something. I don't have no idea if that's really what it is, but that's like what the video is saying. But it's like a big mansion that still has like stuff in it, but it's like obviously been abandoned. It's very odd. It is very odd. It seems like it's the element of danger and like rule breaking.
On a first Tinder date, we did some urbex, and it was very sketchy because
mostly for the woman.
Well, that's
you want to crawl into an abandoned hospital for a couple hours? We can be as loud as we want.
She was telling me that she was big into urban exploration, and then she's like,
"That's not a first date thing."
I know. I suggested of like, you want to go, go to an abandoned building on the first date, and she's like, sure. And then she was like, can my friend come along? And I was like,
yeah, his name's Enrico.
And then I thought, well, that's the thing. I was like, oh, fuck, I'm going to get mugged.
Yeah.
But then it turned out, no, it was just two girls. And they were also, she said she brought her friend because she thought I was going to be a bad man.
God, editor, please cut around. God, my lord. I will say, like I guess in like your like a Tinder bio or something saying urban exploration, I like doing that. But like, I don't know why, but I get a little bit of the ick when if someone was like date one, yeah, I love urban exploration. To me, I'd be like, what the fuck are you crawling down like abandoned buildings for?
I had to break up with her because we went to the beach and she wouldn't eat and she was vomiting, or like she was sick all day and it ruined the beach day.
You broke up with her because you ruined a beach day?
There's many factors. Her friends drove there, and they were really horrible drivers. They kept looking back to talk, and then they would like swerve to like correct themselves in the lane. And then on the way back, the boyfriend drove home, and he was just as bad, like riding people, like stopping and going. So I was like, I can't be friends with these people.
Weren't you also like 26 and she was like 18? That is actually so true.
23. Okay. She was 19.
She was 17, sure. Some people who document their urbex experience. Oh, God. Oh, editor, save us. Some people who document their urbex experiences stumble into buildings that are indistinguishable from that of videos from backrooms content. I mean, it looks like they're in these weird, that's like such a weird thing to me too, is businesses that abandon, or like a business goes bankrupt and these giant buildings just stay isolated for so long to the point where it's like, well, no one's going to be in there, we're just going to leave it. Because I think people are just waiting for someone to buy the property and they'll be like, you deal with it. But it creates this just like a time capsule. It's so odd.
There was that school, they just left all their records. Or it was a hospital or something. They didn't
yeah, how is that not illegal? What? I don't want my medical records being sifted through by some snotty ass kid. Look at this. What's his name? Hunter? What a fat loser, guys. Ah! That's what happened at my hospital. Through word of mouth and tight-knit communities, people are able to discover and visit these places. Others create entire apps and websites for the purpose of spreading the word about them. Some people will even make lifelong friends in the search for urbex partners to aid them in their travels. Which, I can see it being a nice. To me, it has the similar vibes to spelunking, to cave diving. Have you heard of this cave? You gotta go to this one. Get into this weird niche community. I don't know. Granted, it's definitely not as, physically intensive or really as scary. You're kind of just walking around a dilapidated building, but it is, I wonder what is the core fascination with it though? Besides, there has to be more besides we can't be here and it's scary. There has to be.
It's the adrenaline rush. I'm telling you.
You're saying that's the same thing though. That's the fear of the adrenaline rush, the fear, and that is it just that, or is it people? At first I thought it was people going to be like, we're going to steal some shit. Some of these like movies, because that's what I've seen a lot of people say, like urban exploration, you're not supposed to take anything, because it's a weird thing where people are like, oh, because I think a lot of commenters are like, they just left that camera there, or they left that projector there. Like there's like a weird rule of conduct. Like there has to be something about there's got to be something more.
I honestly think it's also, it makes sense that younger people are into it because
sure.
they're bored.
I mean, yeah, you're not going to see a 48-year-old guy, or maybe, I don't know, there's probably a YouTube channel with like a 48-year-old guy. Hey, what's up, guys? We're gonna look at this dilapidated theater. Which at that point too, when you're younger, it is kind of exciting, and it's like, well, yeah, you know, I guess you forgive a kid, but yeah, if it's like a 48-year-old dude, you're like, what the f doing walking around a dilapidated movie theater, dude? Go home. Around the world, there are tons of abandoned buildings rotting away. Thankfully, many of them are known hotspots for urban explorers who take pictures for the public to admire. In massive city sprawls like LA, there are abandoned places on every corner. And one of the most popular urbex locations in the entire city is the Griffith Park Zoo. Originally opening to the public in 1912 and closing in 1966, the Griffith Park Zoo is particularly loved by urban explorers because many of its exhibits feature giant cages, as well as fake caves and grottos that are fun to explore and have fun in. Do fentanyl, and I guess be scared. Oh, I'm so freaked out that we're down here.
I've just found another reason to go urban exploring.
What is it?
It's a spot. You bring your chick, because if you got roommates or something, you go urban explore, make love in the cages and the grottos, away from family and friends.
I really like that you say this too. After, as if like that's not immediately what I thought that you were saying when you're like, urban exploring on our first date?
That's no.
Mrs. 15-year-old girl?
No, that wasn't my intention.
Looking like Pooh dipping his hand in the honey jar, dude.
Oh bother.
Oh bother. Today, the entire site is covered in graffiti, and nature has slowly taken over the rest of the grounds. There are also tons of bats and massive spider nests, but despite this, tons of people love hiking through and using the location for photography and Halloween events, which I will say is pretty cool. I would like to go there. No one asked me to go urban exploring.
Maybe we'll go after this video.
Shut up, Nick. I don't want to go with you. In other cities, there are entire abandoned amusement parks with some rides and lights still functional, complete with half-broken animatronics and other creepy yet interesting sights. Movie sets are also popular spots to explore. Popular films and television series like Big Fish, Patriots Day, and Salem are still standing to this day and are filled with prop creatures and half-built stage homes, which I do, you know what, I think that like, a lot of that shit I wish they would leave up. Like, didn't they tear down Minas Tirith?
Oh, did they?
I think so. I think they did like some stuff, but they tore it down. I'm sure a lot of it was in miniature, don't get me wrong, but I'm just mean like, I thought that a lot of the Lord of the Rings stuff, I don't know how much they've preserved, and yet they've just rebuilt somewhere else for their studio or like the walkthrough or something.
Well, I know Hobbiton was like just a facade for the Lord of the Rings trilogies, tore it down, and then for the Hobbit, they actually rebuilt it for a tourist attraction since it's so big. But yeah, I wish they would have just kept the original up.
You give me Isengard. Tell me those fucking movies made how much money? Give me kind of one Isengard. One Isengard, please. Along the coast of Croatia are 5 massive resorts now sit abandoned after the People's Army of Yugoslavia attempted to recapture the country when it declared independence in the 90s. Jesus Christ. Each hotel was bombed and nearly leveled. However, what remains has been reclaimed by nature with vines and wildflowers growing on the concrete, overlooking the blue waters, which I will say, it's really pretty. Horrible monstrosity, or like, you know, I'm sure that it was terrifying, but in Hutuan, China, there's an entire fishing village covered head to foot in bright green vines. Urban explorers visit every year to take pictures of the crumbling homes. Which, would you go to all the way to China to urban explore? You have to be really, I mean, I'm trying to think of one reason I'd go to China. Would you go to China?
For the virgin piss eggs?
The key to these eggs is the urine of young boys under 10. Young boys' urine is collected in schools and markets around the city in buckets placed by their street vendors. Eggs are boiled until the urine... Eggs are boiled in the urine until hard. The eggs are then cracked and continue to boil for several hours to let the urine soak into the egg. The golden egg smells strongly of urine, but the taste has been described as delicate, salty, and addictive.
If I did go to China, I would have one. When in Rome, when in Beijing. You tell me if you flew all the way there, how long is that flight? It's a long flight. One time in my life, I don't plan on coming back. And a guy has a steaming hot plate of piss eggs. I might dabble in one.
I'm good on the piss eggs.
Really? Eat just one time? People have been eating them forever?
Nope. I will.
I've seen you eat horse.
Oh, that's different. It's not a child's pee.
I've seen him eat dog. Nick will eat any meat that's cooked in front of him. He's like, I don't care, it's good. Oh, put a little piss on an egg. Ooh, now I'm above it. Would you eat what about the bollet? What was the one where it's like the egg fetus thing?
The mallard ducks are incubated for 2 to 3 weeks, boiled inside, and then served from the shell. The warm, gooey, gamey liquid is referred to as the soup of the duck. How do you eat it? The amniotic fluid is drunk straight from the shell and the yolk, as well as the duck embryo, and then eaten straight from the shell, the bones and the beak, still being soft enough to be eaten.
God, yeah, I'd have to. I couldn't.
You're gonna have to eat one.
Well, then I'd eat the balut over the piss egg.
You'd eat the balut over the piss egg? I think I'd eat the piss egg over the balut. I don't think I could handle like that in my mouth. Like
No, I'd probably throw up. Either way, I'm throwing up.
You would only make me throw up. This is kind of to say. The only way to make me throw up is that if I went there, I bit into it, and I'm like, oh my God. I don't know why. Don't judge me on this. If I saw a guy take a bite of it and put more salt on it, that would make me throw up.
What color pee do they want the virgin's pee to be?
I mean, every
yellow?
one that I've seen, it is copper. I mean, it's rancid. But at the same time, too, if I want a piss egg and they're like, oh, these are just really hydrated and you couldn't see the piss kind of like coloring on it, I'd be like, is this really even a piss egg? I kind of want it a little yellow.
You know, I am curious what a pee egg does taste like.
Oh, look who's come down off his throne. I'm just saying, when in Beijing.
That's what I felt with the horse too. I saw the horse.
God. Don't bring the horse into this beautiful, majestic creature. And you know what? I'm going to say there's a difference between a dumbass cow and a horse. I'm not going to get into that, but I'm just saying. And then when you ate dog, what about dog?
I went in Rome. It's already cooked and killed. Like
you can. I mean, do you fight for nothing? I mean, come on. Well, what about this? If the boy was there, would you eat it?
No.
Not the boy, I'm saying the egg.
Oh, the egg?
Yeah, not the boy.
Oh, well, no.
Actually, you would 100% eat a child. Yeah, well, it's already cooked.
I would watch you eat one.
Well, I was gonna say if the little motherfucker's there, I'm not eating one.
Well, why?
I need these to be faceless boys that I can eat the piss from. I don't know. It makes it too real. I don't know.
I would eat one if you took a bite and you said, "Oh my God, this is amazing." Because
that's bullshit. If I ate one, you should be like, "All right, well he did." It should be a follow the leader kind of thing. I would choke back every tear I had. I'd be like, "Damn, that's good."
If you said it, and I believed it.
Good stuff. All right, well, better not catch us in Beijing. That's all I gotta say. Them eggs will be. What if we made our own piss eggs? I pissed in one and you pissed in one. I ate your pee, you ate my pee.
No.
You did. I have clean pee.
I would eat my own pee egg. I wouldn't eat someone else's pee.
I wouldn't eat your pee egg. The things I hear and not even like the farting and shit sounds, but just the noises in the bathroom that you make are just atrocious. It's a lot of like grunting and moaning and like large amounts of water leaving you, and then it, like the little like.
I pressured the gooch and let all the pee come out.
Here we go again with the. Do you actually do that? Yes. You actually press your taint and let all the rest. Why? Because how much extra piss do you have in you towards that uncomfortable?
There's a lot of pee. There's been multiple times where I pee, I shake, I'm like violently shaking.
Why you whip your dick around so much?
Because I'm trying to get everything out, and then I go whoop, put it in, and then it's like
put it in where?
In my pants.
Oh, okay.
I put it in my pants, and then it's like a floodgate of pee.
You pissed your pants?
Yeah, multiple times. I'm just like, and then my pants are all wet. So
you guys should put a couple eggs in those pants and make yourselves some piss eggs.
I saw this on a Reddit thread where it's like life hack, and someone's just like, after you pee, take your 2 fingers and press your gooch and tap it, and then it'll release all the pee.
I'm not saying that it's not true. I'm just saying that I very rarely hear you wash your hands.
I wash my hands.
I'd never hear the faucet. We hear everything under the sun in that room except the faucet turning on. I'm gonna start hearing.
I've never mind.
What?
You know how? Did you know men can squirt?
Why are you telling me that? Are you saying that you've squirted?
Yeah, it was pee.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
I was without ***ing off. I was able to pee, pee voluntarily.
Stop! God! And now we have to jump back into urban exploration. Who gives a shit? Oh my God! You beat your. That's just
No. I don't know how to explain it without being. I wasn't ***ing off. I was just like rubbing the top of my head, and it wasn't. I just peed. I just all of a sudden just peed.
like, why are you petting the top of your head?
I don't remember. I just remember it happened. I was like, oh my God.
Good cat.
And I tried it again. And
whoa! It's like Spider-Man shooting his web for the first time. Well, during the 1970s, Japan opened a sex museum, which closed 2 decades later due to low tourism. Yeah, right. Why? Japan? They're a horny country. The entire interior is filled with sex shrines, sex toys, mannequins, and various sex positions and giant phallic stone statues. Urban explorers frequent the sex museum because its halls are made of artificial caves, and the pitch black interiors make for a haunted experience. Searching through urbex spots, you're bound to reveal a lot of strange objects, whether they're items with deep history or simply things left behind by other explorers. For example, some explorers have found gigantic statues of presidents' heads left alone in the middle of a random Virginia field, which were moved there after the closure of a park they belong to, which I don't know if you've ever seen that. It's pretty sick. They used to all belong to some kind of like amusement park or something, and then like one day they're like, F it. And now they keep sinking into the mud. But it's like a very weird, almost looks like a looks like a set in Dune or some shit. It's very weird. One group over in Victoria went to an abandoned wildlife park to find a 16-foot great white shark that had been left behind since 2012. God, that'd be so hard not to be like, we have got to get this out of here. We gotta put this somewhere in my house. Other discoveries are far less fascinating and much more depressing, like one man who found an abandoned house lined with endless lotion bottles and what appeared to be dirty, used socks. Maybe I think he just broke into some guy's house too. I'm telling you. If you see a dilapidated house on the side of the road, someone probably lives there. One 16-year-old explorer was looking through an abandoned warehouse only to find that it was stocked with broken down NASCAR vehicles, as well as an absurd amount of Red Bull energy drink pallets. In situations like this, it's imperative as a member of the urban exploration community that you do not steal or tamper with environments of any spots you come across. It's often frowned upon when people go out of their way to move things around or decorate areas like abandoned churches, as it takes away the experience for new explorers who want to visit an untouched location. See, that's what I'm saying. Some people have found as much as $6,800 in abandoned homes, while others have stumbled into fully stocked video game stores easily worth thousands of dollars. I mean, if I found a video game store, come on, I'm a human. I know I just went on it. I just went against what I was saying. I guess I mean, like, if it's a church or something like that, like I don't know. There's a difference, probably for no reason in my mind, between like an old dilapidated church or something like that versus like, I don't know, like a video game store that's just like, well, what are these video games gonna do? Sit here and rot? Which it just depends. Are you gonna add them to your collection? Be like, it was the greatest find of my life. That's a cool story. Or are you like a reselling who's just like, we're gonna make so much money? I don't know.
I would take one. Yoink, and leave the rest.
If I'm taking one, I'm going to take all of them.
I would 100% take the money, though. Nobody needs it. It's just money. I need that money.
Give me that money. I wouldn't want to take the money because I'd be like, this is a trap. I think that's also why I feel so kind of like apprehensive, is because if it feels too good to be true. Someone has like a red dot on me right now. Most experienced urban explorers will give you a laundry list of equipment you should bring. For starters, most explorers wear some kind of mask to protect against mold and asbestos that are in some of these 100-year-old plus buildings, right? Next, you'll probably want to wear long sleeves, jeans, closed-toe shoes, because you never know what you could brush against in these places. Never know what kind of thing's gonna be sticking out. Even like rusty metal, all kinds of shit. Cut yourself, uh-oh.
Yeah, a little tetanus.
Mm-hmm. You ever have a tetanus shot?
Oh yeah, I stepped on a rusty nail in a construction site because I was urban exploring.
Were you? That's awesome. Feels like jello going in your arm.
Yeah. Also,
it's
I had a weird bug jump into my finger. I don't know if I was hallucinating, It was after getting stepping on the nail. It was either a splinter or a weird bug, but I went to reach out for like a wooden those stakes that come in the ground, and a bug like jumped into my finger and was like trying to crawl into it. Nobody believes me.
Believe it or not, there have been multiple instances of radioactive material being discovered in abandoned buildings. In one case, a man stole radiotherapy source material from an abandoned hospital, leading to 4 deaths and the contamination of about 112,000 people. Holy shit! If he doesn't die, how long do you get to go to prison for life for that, right? 112,000 people? You'll also want to bring a flashlight and even a backpack with medical supplies or food, because with all the pitfalls and crumbling infrastructure, you could be trapped for long periods of time in the worst case scenario. Abandoned, like stuck inside of a building, which also I'd freak out. My claustrophobia, I'd freak the out. There's no way. I feel like if I'm in a room. Some explorers even recommended bringing air tanks, especially mine shafts. And this is because some locations have dead air, meaning there's no airflow inside. And once the oxygen is used up, you could suffocate. It's really fun. Really cool too that cave explorers have to worry about that. Can you imagine crawling somewhere and you're like, be such a crazy experience. While there are plenty of dangers within the walls of every abandoned building, on the outside, the police can sometimes patrol in order to capture anyone caught sneaking in. This is why stealing is frowned upon, as it can turn a potential trespassing charge into one for breaking and entering. That's if you're lucky. On more than one occasion, people have been caught inside abandoned buildings and are essentially swatted with multiple police cars arriving to put out what they think is a serious threat. Some people even get burglary charges and are sent to prison for simply taking random items that they found along the way. All right, dude, I'm not. The video games, I'm leaving. That's what the pigs are doing though, dude. They're sitting there, they're just like, get it, fatty. Pick up turtles in time. Like, watch me from their SWAT car or whatever.
Yeah, they know these apps and they probably patrol the areas.
Oh yeah, well, definitely. Like all these apps that people are like, it's a cool new app. Like the authorities have got to have some kind of like presence on it. Hey, someone sent us this. Okay, cool. We're just gonna go to this location and like arrest people. One of the more popular urbex photographers, who goes by Drift, was arrested in 2025 by New York Police Department after they tracked him down because he posted pictures of himself at the top of the Empire State Buildings without any permission. It's just like, what are you doing? Pretty popular fucking landmark, dude. You know, at least be a little more subtle. Blobbyland was a theme park modeled after the fictional world of Crinkly Bottom, home of the fictional characters for Mr. Blobby, an iconic character that just so happens to be nightmare fuel for many of the children from the UK during the 90s. I have no idea what the Blobby is. If you're a UK person, please let me know if you know Mr. Blobby, because I've never heard of that before in my life. Have you've heard of it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think he goes like...
Use that audio and then I guess show Blobby. Is that accurate? I don't know. The theme park ran for 3 years and was noticeably underwhelming, even for children. And over time, the novelty faded and so did ticket sales, resulting in the park being shut down for good. For years, the structure stayed up, their colors fading over time as nature began to take over, and urban exploration videos would showcase what was left of the place. And the deep-seated fear people had of Mr. Blobby made the environment even more creepy. It just made it so much creepier. People would tag the building, throwing insults at Noel Edmonds, or even just writing claims like, Mr. Blobby touched me here. Once again, I guess we can include that, but many people would come to host all-night drug-fueled raves where people turned up while they lit parts of the buildings on fire, shattered windows, or stole animatronics. And finally, in 2014, the illegal activity pushed people to do something about it. It was completely demolished, with one polka-dotted toilet prop being donated to an art gallery to keep the history of the park alive.
I actually remember that on Reddit. I think people were very upset that Blobbyland got destroyed.
Really?
Yeah.
It's one of those things is too, it's just the hindsight of like, it's not popular when it's active, but it just becomes so infamous to the area that it becomes a landmark. Kind of a weird balance too, because it's like, what are we gonna just let this place rot? But I guess if people are doing a bunch of, activity there and you can't maintain it, then maybe it is just worth better just.
Well, yeah, if young kids are going over there doing drugs and having sex and having fun.
Make it sound awesome. Swanson Funeral Home had to be shut down in 2017 after a failed inspection. Nearby neighbors complained of a horrible odor coming from the building. And when inspectors arrived to find the source, they discovered multiple unrefrigerated bodies stacked against a wall inside a cardboard box. Fuck. Following its shutdown, the funeral home became a local favorite for urban explorers, and in 2022, a group of 3 decided to venture in. And inside, they found the typical dilapidated ceilings and dusty furniture, but as they went deeper inside and down into the basement, they stumbled upon another horror. underneath the casket lift lay an arm reaching out towards a cell phone. A man broke into the funeral home to scavenge copper. While inside, he accidentally cut the elevator cable, thinking it was scrap, and the elevator fell on him. The group quickly left the building and contacted the police, letting them know what was inside. Police discovered that this body had only been down there for 6 days and that he was likely alive for some of that period, because there was an indication that he was attempting to claw his way out from under the elevator. This is not the first death to take place in an urbex spot. One man named James Fenton went on a trek that ended up blowing open a previously dead police investigation. The UK man was exploring the White Hill industrial estate along with his brother and both of their girlfriends. Everything was fun and games until he noticed a strange looking object.
It was just white, dull, kind of bony type material. So I went over, not thinking anything of it, because it was the last thing I thought I would actually discover. I kicked one of the boxes off the top of the body, and that's when I seen like the skull, the rib cage, and the foot coming up the side of the wall.
After calling the police, further investigation was done, including a facial reconstruction that identified the man as Ian Coots, a 60-year-old Army veteran that mysteriously went missing a year prior. What almost ended another dead end turned into a massive breakthrough after the exact same type of soil found around Ian's remains was also discovered in the car of David Barnes. David was a painter and decorator who had been working on his home at the time of the disappearance. He reportedly told Ian's neighbor that Ian simply went to live with his sister in England despite having no sister living in that region. In court, it was unearthed that David was using his identity after his murder to make out with thousands of dollars. Urban exploration has revealed many cool, forgotten rooms and items that otherwise would have never seen the light of day. It has also led to the discovery of one of the most disturbing laboratories on the planet. In 2023, a YouTube video showed a Chinese man exploring what appeared to be an old hospital. And as he explored the dark rooms, he entered one that held a bunch of concrete vats. When he looked inside, he saw dozens of rotting children. Apparently, these bodies were deep underground inside a bomb shelter, and all of their corpses had major parts missing. In a second video, he returned to explore other parts of the hospital, where he found more body parts and bottles of random liquids, along with high heels and children's masks. And in a third video, he shows more bodies stuffed inside boxes and medical bags. As he explored further, he walked through what looked like fat bergs created from rotting corpses in room. People who viewed the videos were able to find the building's location on Google Maps, and to their surprise, the building is barely visible in satellite imagery, making it seem like someone was trying to cover it up. To this day, no one's really sure of what was found in these vats, but no more videos have surfaced of the location's exploration. Yeah, and I don't know, this could be like a weird internet conspiracy thing. The whole thing could be bullshit, but it is very fascinating. And it falls into that line of, it opens the world of like possibilities of just like what is hiding in all of these places. I don't know. But it could be bullshit. I don't know. It is, I mean, it's very odd that there's no other.
Well, it's China. Maybe they...
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't know. They could have covered it up. I don't know. If it's a huge ring, I'm not sure. The videos are, it's very odd. But I don't know. Urban exploration is certainly an enticing thing to get immersed in. It's not just the adventures, but the fascinating discoveries one can make when revisiting a place frozen in time, or a bunch of Chinese baby bodies that are stuffed in cement vats. Cool! It's not something to take lightly. However, whether it's mold, asbestos, police intervention, or meeting with a potentially dangerous squatter, there's plenty of reasons why you should take extra precaution if you ever want to participate in this sort of pastime. If you're going out and you're wanting to explore all these places, just be mindful of where you're going, and for the love of God, don't take anything, you know. And if people are squatting there, just fucking leave. Don't mess with it. Just, I don't know. Also, if you're in China and you find a cement vat full of people, I don't know. Do whatever you can to make sure that that gets found out about. I don't know.
Why did you tell the police?
I don't know. Editor, do you tell the police? Until next time, guys, keep exploring. We'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Welcome back to the Papa Beat channel. How you doing? How you doing? Coming and sitting down because today we're going to be talking about the jokers of the internet.
Why so serious?
Both Marvel and DC have reached an all-time high in sales and media production over the last 2 decades, right? The comic book fatigue is fucking real. Pop culture is now superheroes. While all sorts of popular characters are getting their time in the spotlight, there's one in particular that has grown a massive cult-like following online. Joker. The Joker, the arch nemesis of Batman, is one of the most iconic villains in comic book history, and thanks to recent mainstream movies, has seen a massive surge in popularity. Maybe, dare I say, he's at least top 3. I feel like Joker's probably more popular than Batman at this point. The top 3, in my opinion, is probably, I probably think Spider-Man's the most popular, Iron Man, and I'd probably say fucking Joker. That's the 3, I would say. I think Robert Downey Jr. It's just that popular. The love and passion for this character, however, has become a strange obsession among fans. Cosplay exists in all communities, but many people mold their whole personality and lifestyle to fit that of the Joker. This could mean dressing up as him, getting tattoos, wrapping their cars, and even committing crimes, all to be like their favorite villain. The same even goes for Harley Quinn, who has also grown more popular for all the wrong reasons. So, let's take a look at the phenomenon that is the Joker and see just how weird certain sides of the internet can get and their endless idolization of this character. I would definitely say he's the most popular villain of all time. Like without a shadow of a doubt.
I can't even think of another villain.
I refuse to. Though Joker has been blowing up recently, he has always been a beloved character with a long history. The Joker first appeared all the way back in the first issue of Batman comics released in April of 1940, and over the years, there have been multiple renditions of the Joker, all with different origins, making him a dynamic character in the DC universe that allowed him to stay fresh in fans' minds, right? Different generations have their different Joker. The same with other, superheroes, other iterations of Batman, Superman, Spider-Man, all that shit. It's survived through the decades by being transformed over and over again, and the Joker keeps transforming to be every time a little
more cringe.
Yeah, like a little more cringe, I think. But that is what makes him so palatable for people that are like looking for this edgelord type shit. Though the Joker has lived many lives, one characteristic has endured through all of them. He's an outsider. This in turn has made him very popular with incel culture, where he is held as sort of an icon. Incel, and I would say like he's a different version of like incel culture, or like I'm different, I'm wacky. Anarchy, like I do X, whatever. People used it as a tool of like he's like an icon for the misfits, the supposed misfits of society. And nowadays it's the misfits of the internet. And the 2019 film Joker only worsened this, as it closely follows Joaquin Phoenix living and fighting against a society that shames him, which many incels seem to relate to. One of my favorite things of all time is that was the same year Parasite was at the Oscars. And I think Parasite won, and they're like, Parasite isn't even talking about anything deep or whatever. It was people getting like mad that Joker was talking about how society turns your back on us, when it's like that's almost exactly what Parasite's about or whatever. That shit made me laugh really hard. People started growing more concerned that this could lead to actual violence. And in 2012, shortly after the Aurora, Colorado shooting, rumors spread that the shooter even called himself the Joker. Now, while this was debunked as misinformation spread by journalists, it put an even uglier stain on the character over the years. A lot of people, I would say, reference Heath Ledger's Joker online. Like a lot of people, when they get face tattoos or do stuff, they're almost always referencing the archetype that was the Heath Ledger Joker, and then they take other aspects from other Jokers and put it in. But I would say the blueprint is the why so serious Joker. He's the best, which I will say, love it.
Rest in peace, Joker.
Rest in peace, Heath Ledger. In online communities, people will sometimes convince themselves that they're very similar to the Joker. Others think they are quite literally him. Some people have literally thought that they're like, I am the Joker. One can have the revelation that they must be in some sort of, quote, Truman Show style setup, where the writers for the recent Joaquin Phoenix Joker movies are taking inspiration from his real life and putting it into the script. I mean, this feels like me exactly. But that's just the catalyst of like, they're just looking for something to latch onto. Yeah. This is because at the end of Joker 2, Joaquin sings a cover of the song Love Will Find You in the End during the credits. He posted a link to his own cover of the song, which he recorded for a girl he was into before the movie even came out.
Actually, that would scare me. If I was like a big Joker fan, it's like, wait a minute. What the hell?
Yeah, that's bullshit though. That's like at the end, fucking Joker sings Psychosocial, and everyone who did a cover singing on Psychosocial back in 2008 or 2009 on YouTube would be like, is the fucking Joker based off me, bro?
You never had that like moment where you're watching a movie, you're like, oh my God, this is me.
No, never. They were quick to claim he is out of his mind and has serious main character syndrome, and he responds by saying,
I don't want to be the Joker, man. I just want some privacy.
As if Hollywood writers are following him around to steal details from his life. Write that down.
Could you imagine if someone actually fucking did that?
Here's the thing, I'm gonna say it. I legitimately believe they will do that. I believe they have done that. And they try to make it seem cutesy. There'll be a thing where, yeah, we'll watch this guy and he'd take a bagel out of the trash can every day. And you're like, we're watching some mentally ill person and they like turned into a movie. That was the basis for the character. And it's like supposed to be cute when you're like, that's kind of fucked up that you like watch this guy grovel in the trash for whatever days. It's like your little thought experiment. You know what I mean? I could see it totally happening. In 2016, Jared Leto's version of the Joker was covered in tattoos, which inspired many others to do do the same. This was the inevitable evolution of the Heath Ledger Joker.
Can you believe that was 10 years ago? Holy shit.
I can't believe it's been that long. It is crazy. Well, if you think about it, Joker of the Dark Knight, that's almost 20 years old. I'm old. Before even the Jared Leto Joker came out, people were drawing Heath Ledger with like face tattoos and all that shit. I'm almost positive that's what even inspired the Jared Leto version. Shortly after the film's release, thousands of fans got tattoos of the Joker's mouth on the back of their hands so they could recreate the iconic pose with their hand covering their mouth. It's so cringe. God, those have got to age so poorly. That's like getting a Hatchet Man tattoo. You know, the ICP logo, whatever. Sometimes when the fans get tattoos, they literally become the Joker in the tattoo shop. After getting Joker's mouth scars and black circles tattooed around his eyes, one man claimed to have gotten up from the chair and walked over to the mirror laughing. The cringe, dude. God. Can you imagine that? And you know, the tattoo artist just sitting there in the back like, my immediate first thought is being, the motherfucker's not gonna pay me. Be like, lock the doors. He's gonna dart.
My first thought is this guy's gonna kill me.
You're my first victim. Yeah. Actually, yeah, give me your best Joker laugh.
No.
Give me your best Joker laugh.
I can't do.
Give me your best Joker laugh, Nick. Come on.
How does Joker laugh?
Well, that's up to you. What do you think Joker laughs like? You know what though? That was pretty good. I'll give you credit. That was good.
I like the ones with, there's a bunch of videos where like they have no self-confidence. They're just like,
Well, exactly. When people are just like me doing Joker, those to me, those are the best YouTube videos. Laughing like Joker, it's just like. Also, the amount of anime influence they put into this stuff too.
Someone definitely had a kid in the back of the class practicing his Joker
Oh
laugh
my
under
God.
his breath.
Even my school when the movie came out, there was definitely kids like.
Thomas, what are you laughing about?
Society's rules.
Wearing a trench coat.
I had a feeling my school was just like, you cannot wear trench coats to school.
Oh, we had a kid who had a trench coat. He was badass. He'd jump up on like the concrete pillars and run like the Matrix.
I don't know why there's always some. We had one kid that had a trench coat. We called him the Dark Lord. We dubbed every kid who was like that. Each year you got a new Dark Lord. It's like as they graduated, there had to be a new Dark Lord that came out. That was our big thing. It was like, you're the new Dark Lord, and you always wear it like with pride. Thank you. They always do the hand thing. I don't know what it is. What is it with? And they always have to look at their hand. They could never just be like, oh, thank you. They do. Thank you.
Oh, God, yeah, I want to know what the origin of that is because it's so like.
It's anime to some degree, but I don't know. And it's just weird that they all gravitate towards it. It's fascinating. That's an anthropological. Fuck the Stanford prison experiment. That's the anthropological thing we need to look at. Is that?
I never felt better. You'll never understand.
Jesus Christ. God help me. Good fucking God, dude. Also, what you said better there was so, it was like, I never felt better. The next level of fans are all wrap their cars in Joker PNGs, baby. You think it would be rare, but there have been multiple vehicles spotted wrapped with Joker colors and others that just plaster his face all over, right? Not even the colors, they're just like fucking just put his face all over it. It's not just small vehicles either. One person found a truck with Heath Ledger's Joker plastered on the passenger door, followed by a trail of green flames spanning the entire length of the vehicle. All right, that was kind of badass. All right, credit where credit's due. It's kind of sweet. Come on. To truly be the Joker, however, some people put their money where their mouth is and attempt to go out in the world and cause some fucking chaos. In 2017, 31-year-old Jeremy Putman put on a Joker mask and a cape before walking on the streets of Winchester, Virginia, holding a sword. Multiple concerned citizens saw the whole thing and reported him to the police, and it wasn't long before he was arrested. While in jail, he was charged with wearing a mask and concealing his identity in public, which could land him a 5-year prison sentence. God damn, you can't just wear a mask in public? There are infamous videos we've all seen, like the "I'm the Joker, baby" clip that circulated over a decade ago, but that at the very least was an attempt at an acting performance, right? I mean, like, you know, you can't blame the guy for fucking doing a little sketch with his friends. or a play or whatever the fuck. I don't know what he was doing, but it's a great clip. We love him for it. This video is undoubtedly beaten by another famous piece of Joker cringe, the Joker Caught in the Act, which is one of the hardest watches I've ever seen online. It really is pretty brutal. It was uploaded by a college kid who would exclusively post videos of him doing Joker performances in front of his webcam. For the first time, he filmed himself doing it while wearing Joker makeup, only for his roommate and his friend to walk in on him. He asked,
"What the hell's wrong with you, man? What are you doing? What is
Making a video.
You making a video?
Yeah.
Why you paint your face, bro?
Because I'm being the Joker.
It's brutal, dude. One of them asked him to do the laugh. And as soon as he does, things get really awkward and they leave to go play video games.
You gonna be an actor someday?
No, probably not. It's just the thing I have for the Joker. That's it.
I'm gonna go eat this candy cane, play video games.
Alright, fine.
Which, to be fair, I feel like the roommates were like, oh, it's good.
Well, I was gonna say the video, they could have really dug into him, but they seemed they're just like, "What are you doing?" Oh, I'm just being the Joker, and like they probably felt uncomfortable, but they didn't. They weren't mean to him.
Good roommates.
I was gonna say
Yeah. Because the context, like the reason the video. Here's the thing too. If you want to do fucking Joker shit or whatever, upload. I mean, what you do, you. You know what I mean? But the silence and like it's just a thing too of like they're walking in on something that they shouldn't be. The guy obviously he has his fucking makeup on. He didn't think anybody was gonna walk in. It's just the whole context of the video is just oozing with uncomfortable cringe. It's such a devastating watch through, but I gotta say it's a gem. Like I love that kind of video. It's so good. Other newer cringe videos consist of people dressing as the Joker and recreating the stair dance scene from the recent movies, whether it's in their parents' house or out in public while people are trying to pass through, which is always, come on. One woman named Evelyn filmed an awkward conversation she had with one of her coworkers at McDonald's that began with him stating, quote,
"I've been told that my laugh is very reminiscent of the Joker."
Of the Joker, yeah.
Evelyn starts laughing from pure discomfort, which he takes as a green light to start going for an Oscar moment. The thing I'm finding with it is the innocent cases, because there are cases of people that are just scumbags that dress up as a Joker and use it for whatever. The people that do it in this way, it's like they feel like they have connected with a character that feels like an outsider, but now they feel comfortable to express themselves, which I don't think isn't, albeit cringe, isn't a bad thing. When it comes to looking for love, some people will proudly show off their Joker cosplay in their Tinder profiles.
God.
That's a good idea.
They're trying to get their Harley Quinn. That's what it is.
Oh, exactly, dude. I'm just Joker looking for his Harley. The Joker isn't just big in the United States. Just take a look at the man on TikTok, aptly dubbed Indian Joker. We're getting the good stuff. Who would go viral numerous times simply for morphing his face into a creepy Joker expression. This has led to Indian Joker copycat videos from both adults and children. One Indian Joker fan even took this act to the stage to put on a show for a live audience. I love that Joker is he's international.
It's almost in a way a sign of like peace and bringing people together.
It is. I want Indian Joker, I want Chinese Joker, I want Russian Joker, I want German, I want all of them. While people's love for the Joker has been steadily growing, their love for his girlfriend, Harley Quinn, is also reaching the same levels of obsession and cringe. Over the past few years, Harley Quinn cosplays have grown massively popular, especially after more recent Suicide Squad movies, with Margot Robbie getting that new look and stuff. Easy. Now you can't go to any convention or use any platform without seeing a gooner-pilled Harley Quinn cosplayer, right? When the going's getting, the getting's good. Right? I don't know. Got that. For several years, Harley Quinn was one of the most popular Halloween costumes for both adults and children, with many parents upset or refusing to let their children dress as her. I probably don't blame that. It's a fucking short shorts and fishnets.
Put her in the onesie, like the
animated show one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just last year, DC released an official fart fetish comic titled Harley Quinn Fartacular, Silent but Deadly #1. This is real. This is a real thing. And I'll tell you what, people went crazy for it. This is so funny. This is so cute. Fans were shocked that this was actually real and couldn't believe that DC produced it. After doing some digging, however, fans found out that DC has always written Harley as canonically gassy.
Ooh, my tummy, Mr. J.
Yeah, Mr. J, I got IBS. In 2017, DC released an animated comedy called Batman and Harley Quinn, which showed both characters teaming up. In one of the scenes, Harley Quinn repeatedly farts in the back of the Batmobile until Batman is forced to pull over to a gas station from the stench.
Oh,
Holy.
It's not so bad. Smells like discipline.
Mr. Bats, pull over.
Do you think they see the stuff of like how prevalent this shit is in like Japan, and they're like, anime people eat this stuff up. We might as well capitalize on this shit.
Everybody is now pandering to anime audience.
Oh, okay. Well, you got to. It's the biggest audience. Just given who the Joker is as a character, you could probably imagine how many people take their love of the character way, way too far. P. Diddy. Diddy, who's currently in prison on charges for racketeering, conspiracy, and sex trafficking, once dressed up like the Joker and scared the shit out of people on the streets of New York, which it is. Ironically, Diddy just so happens to do a very good Heath Ledger Joker impression and nearly ended up getting in a fight with another known actor. Warner Brothers had such a problem with his portrayal of their character, they had the lawyer send him a letter telling him he is no longer allowed to dress up as the Joker. Probably because they fucking knew what was going on.
Yeah, they knew what. They're like,
Diddy.
They saw the lawsuits coming.
Yeah, Diddy, we have to, you gotta take it off. Why so serious, Warner Brothers? Other maniacs like 51-year-old battle rapper Jeremy Garnier have been arrested after making public threats while adorning a Joker costume. And in 2020, Jeremy went live on Facebook to theatrically announce that he's the Joker between taking from his. For some reason, he mentions wanting to bring awareness to opioid addiction, claiming, quote, opioids aren't cool and heroin's for fools. He then explains he's going to start killing people until the stream reaches 1,000 people.
Start off strong and positive.
After that, he claims he's going to go out in public and kill some more, all while unarmed. All right. I was curious to stop you like, oh, this guy's kind of cool. Anti-drug Joker here is pretty funny. Of course, this man was incredibly unwell. His attempt to go out to a mall immediately leads to him being stopped by police. He eventually finds his way into a random bar where he rants to the camera about a million different things until the police show up once again and arrest him while he's still alive. Jeremy was charged with one count of making terroristic threats and served around 5.5 months in jail. Which I will say, I don't know if we get into this at all, but there's a very large correlation with Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok live people that dress up like Jokers, like mentally unwell people that dress up like Joker and go on live and do like IRL streaming. And like they're either e-begging or they're doing, it's like that kind of shit. But for some reason, Joker is like, that's such a huge character for them. In Ireland in 2010, 17-year-old Christopher Clancy wanted to take revenge against his school. Uh-oh. He didn't like the way the school treated his friends. After leaving the school entirely, he prepped 6 large jerry cans filled with petrol oil. He also put together a full-on Joker outfit. Then one day, when the school was out, he cut through a wire fence and went inside the building through a smashed window. Once there, he dumped the petrol all over the school and lit the entire place ablaze. All the while, Christopher was filming the chaos to show his friends later. He was caught and arrested, eventually pleading guilty, though he was only received 240 hours of community service as punishment. And in the end, over $1 million of damage was done to the school. Pretty crazy. Pretty wild. In San Francisco, 33-year-old Joshua Van Bushkirk was caught after a string of arson fires. It all started around the time Joshua had gotten divorced from his wife, causing him to go full Joker. He had dumped gasoline all over a Ford Ranger and set it on fire, leaving a Joker card at the scene of the crime as a clue for police. Good God. Good God. This is all because Heath Ledger burned that stack of money. You know, that's why they're all obsessed with the fire thing now, too. This continued as he'd done the same thing only a month later, this time leaving lube alongside his typical calling card. What are you getting at, Joker? What are you trying to get at, Joker? What are you getting at here? The next day, he decided to ramp things up by throwing a Molotov cocktail into someone's home, though hardly any damage was done. To end the day on the high note, Joshua found yet another house and repeated the same crime, this time while children were sleeping in the house. Uh-oh. As it turns out, these victims were not random, and in fact, were all groomsmen and other people who attended the wedding party for him. He was arrested and charged with bail set at $1.2 million. 45-year-old Anthony Euman from the UK constantly referred to himself as a Joker and fully believed he was the DC villain in the flesh. At some point, he started dating a woman named Jenny Dalton, which he called his Harley Quinn, and over the 2 years the couple dated, Anthony would regularly stalk Jenny and even camp in her backyard for days. Oh. Whoa. He would spray paint Joker-esque messages on her garden wall and even created a body pillow of Jenny, taping her face onto it as well as giving it the Joker t-shirt. Motherfucker definitely cut a hole in that pillow. And in August of 2023, Anthony painted his face and dyed his hair to look like the Joker and began to strangle Ginny in her bedroom to the point where she passed out. What? Why do we always have to go here, Nick? Why do we always have to... God damn. Anthony claimed that Ginny started the fight by grabbing him first, and his actions were all in self-defense. When he went to trial, he pleaded not guilty, but was charged with attempted murder, attempted grievous bodily harm, and intentional strangulation. He is currently still on trial, awaiting his sentencing. It's so interesting that it doesn't matter where you're in the world, this Joker, it feels like that could have been in a trailer park in Missouri. That could have been in a trailer park in Georgia. It could have been somewhere in the Midwest, you know? The Joker, it's so interesting that it doesn't matter where you are, it's all the same, man. At the end of the day, does it really matter if you like to dress up as the Joker and be a little cringe? No. You know what? I mean, a lot of times, it's fucking good for you, man. Do what you want to do, be yourself, love yourself. Just make sure you don't go off the deep end and fucking hurt somebody, right? Anthony, hello? Also, if you find that you 100% relate to the Joker in every way, you're not epic and misunderstood, you're probably in need of some therapy, all right? Understood. Check yourself out. Might do yourself some good. That's all we have for today, guys. Stay joking, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Welcome back to the Papa Meat channel. How you doing? How you doing? Come on in and sit on down. Today we're going to be talking about something extremely familiar to us all. You see, I was driving through town today and I saw almost like the Parthenon, an ancient relic of the past, left behind by man only to be observed by passing passengers. People in cars that drive by. I drove by a McDonald's that was out of business and I saw the play place, just an abandoned play place. And I thought to myself, my God, I haven't thought of the play place in forever. And it led me to think about the entire history of the play place. So today we're going to be going over the rise and fall of the McDonald's play place, or pretty much just like the playgrounds in fast food places. It's just weird. But without further ado, let's get started. Which let me tell you now, the new McDonald's are just ugly as shit. They're all these weird modern designs. They kind of look like all those new modern apartments too. It's like the minimalist, kind of like really simple, geometric. I don't know, it's just too plain and ugly. Back in the day, it was a spectacle to be had. Red's roof and, you know, it grabbed your eye. Even driving up, you got to see the Ronald McDonald bench, which, you know, I went down to Dallas, Texas, and I picked up my very own and got it. All of these things have collected in these pools of memories from when I was a kid. I mean, even going into the play place myself and playing in there was a bit of a war zone itself, but, you know, the little Game Boy kiosk they had in there too. It was an exciting time to go into McDonald's and be fat as a child. It was a good time. But where did it all start? Where did it all begin? Well, let's find out. To really get into the psyche of the McDonald's play place, I think that we should look at a brief, extremely brief history of playgrounds in America. The play place is essentially just a covered indoor version of the playground, which there were some McDonald's and other fast food restaurants that had outdoor playgrounds, but that's not what I'm not fucking talking about that. I'm talking about the play place, which is inside.
The play place started outside.
Okay, well, the play place started outside. I'm talking about, I want to know where we get to inside, is what I want to know. Fuck! Which the first design of a playground was originally from Germany in 1848, and their purpose was to teach kids how to play safely and fairly with one another, which is just kind of funny because I feel like in a weird way they would have weird bullying simulations, and, you know, they would be like, what do you do whenever you get bullied at the playground? What do you do? And they're like, I don't know, walk away. They're like, no, you kick them and you beat them up because they're different. But it wasn't until 1887 when the first ever American playground opened at the Golden Gate Park in San Francisco. I wonder why it took so long. Wait, 1887 feels so fucking long. Even 1848. It's weird that people weren't just like, what if we just put stuff out in the center of like a neighborhood and they just like ran on it. I do like how playgrounds did eventually evolve into malls, and it's like giant knocked over cups and like giant slices of pizza. Take me back, dude. Take me fucking back. Then, in the 1960s, the playground began to enter mass production. And this led McDonald's to make a financially risky move by introducing play places of their own in order to entice more children to eat at their stores. Which is funny because it's supposed to entice children, but really McDonald's did something very, very smart. They thought to themselves, all right, we're already getting these little fuckers fat. They're very, very fat. But all the time they don't spend at this place is less cheeseburgers being served. They were pretty much trying to entice people the same way that Apple has enticed new mothers just to throw iPads in front of their children. They were looking for a place to be like, just throw your kids here. We'll distract them. And yeah, sure, you can buy a cheeseburger and a milkshake while you're here. All right, it's not a big deal, but seriously, come here and stay. We have a clown and hamburgers and a fucking gerbil tube system for your son. I like to think that the guy who made the McDonald's play place, he had a gerbil at home, and he's just like, why can't I break it in the industry? He like looks over and he's like, what do you think, Fester? And he's like looking at the tubes and he's like, my God, if we just made these bigger, children could crawl through these just like you, Fester. You never know. Which, that introduces us to Playland. A great picture. They seriously have some of the best fucking mascots. That old Hamburglar looks fucked, but dude, Mayor McCheese and the Sheriff, come on, man. So good. Also, Ronald looks absolutely fucked. My God. In 1972, McDonald's tested their play place, aka Playland, at the Illinois State Fair. It was an outdoor playground that was centered around what they called McDonald Land. Which is just that's kind of creepy. Come on in. It's like giant gates. Only kids. Come on in. A fast food themed world that was populated by Ronald and his pals, which these first original play places were pretty fucking crazy. I mean, all of the structures were made of metal. I mean, it was all outdoor metal sculptures that consisted of these, you know, Mayor McCheese, the sheriff that was a burger. We actually got to see some of them. When I went to go pick up my bench, we got to see some of them. A guy had a huge lot. I mean, this fucking extremely dystopian cryptid Hamburglar swing set. I mean, it shook me to my fucking core. And the guy could not have been more proud of this collection. It was awesome. But these collections of metal playground attractions, I mean, they would just bake in the sun. They were extremely claustrophobic. I mean, you get bumped around in them, your fucking head breaks open, you're getting sunburns left and right. It was, in the better sense, they were fucking like little torture camps, to be completely fair. I bet you they were fun back in 1972. Don't get me wrong, I bet you it was fun, but I think they did a little better in the future. Rather than engage in any safety testing, they stated they figured that in 5 days at the state fair, it would receive roughly 3 years worth of use. 350,000 kids played on the equipment here, and they declared it passed. So off this little 350,000 kids out at Illinois State Fair. Man, back in the day, people just had nothing to do. And people just had fucking nothing to do. They're just like,
well, I could read this book again, or I guess we could just go to the State Fair and look at some pigs.
Before that, people were just reading Catcher in the Rye, Swiss Family Robinson. Fucking boring, man. Shortly afterwards, the first official Playland was launched in Chula Vista, California. It featured the Hamburglar, which was a 10-foot tall swing. The one that we saw, it had to have been taller than 10 feet. Was it, or was that the one?
I think it was the one that's the T-pose.
Oh, it is. Look at that. That thing is so sick. 10 feet tall, and you would swing off his arms. I'm telling you, when I saw the rusted version in person, it looked like a fucking Tim Burton set piece. It was crazy. Officer Big Mac was a hollowed-out metal jungle gym. Looks like the most claustrophobic, nightmarish thing to be in. I was a fat, claustrophobic kid, and pumping kids full of cheeseburgers and fucking milkshakes, getting them all bloated and putting them in basically like a pig pen. Oh, God. And then lastly, the Grimace was a child-sized cage. Wait, they had 2 cages? Grimace back then, I like that he was the enemy. But yeah, it was like, it was just a little cage that you could run through. It wasn't as claustrophobic as the Big Mac Sheriff, but still, I mean, my God. And like I said, we got to go and see a bunch of these throughout the year. Like, the guy that we went and got the bench from, he had a collection from the 70s all the way to like present day. And it was pretty unbelievable. I mean, it was just like, it's odd thinking that these things actually had children that like kids actually wanted to climb inside of these like metal contraptions. I mean, I was looking at them like almost like the Iron Maiden torture devices or the Brazen Bull. I mean, it had that kind of feel to it. It was really fucking weird. The Playland was such a massive success that in the months that followed after introducing the Play Place, the Chula Vista location saw its business increase by 60%. I'm gonna preface this now. This is an old 1970s just commercial for the Playland, and the cutting and editing of the segment is so uncomfortable, and you'll hear the guy choke several times. Like, they didn't edit it out or be like, hey, can you re-say that? They were just like, fuck it, he's eating, just keep it rolling. For the love of God, just keep it rolling.
You know, sometimes, dear, I think you like this place as much as the kids do.
Well, it does bring back memories of the candy shop, the ice cream.
Well, it does bring back the idea of the candy shop. Like how he's just like shoving a fucking burger in his mouth. I think you like this Playland as much as the kids do. He's like, well, I certainly do. You see, it brings back the idea of the candy shop or the... Ray's, zoom out a little bit. I hate how his face is like halfway out and he's just like, he keeps like dipping down and,
There's really only one thing missing.
Really? What's that?
Why is that the longest take?
He's choking, dude.
He is choking.
Being able to run and play. That's what being a kid is really all about.
I gotta keep showing this fucking like this like dunce kid who's just like, what the hell is he even looking up at? Is this supposed to be the playland?
I think he's hearing voices.
Yeah, he's hearing voices from McDonald's fucking demons and ghouls and goblins.
Just keep eating, Georgie. Just keep eating. Georgie, up here, look. It's me, Colonel Milkshake. You should ask your mom and dad to buy you 5 milkshakes.
It's just so uncomfortable. There's nothing's it's just so silent. Where is he going? I know that they're leading him to the playland thing. This is supposed to be him being inquisitive, but they're just like, don't even care. This child gets up and walks away, and they're just like, all right, well, he's gone now. It was nice raising him, but when he went to McDonaldland, he actually moved out of our house, and he no longer lives with us, so I would fucking kill for one of those original McDonaldland signs, dude. They even had a yellow brick road that he's skipping down. Holy fuck. And there's legitimate gates. Holy shit.
Welcome, Eric, to McDonald Land.
Dude, that fucking Ronald McDonald statue is so tight. It's so creepy.
Dad, you are Of course it's me. And all your other friends, too. Come on in and look around.
This is so scary.
Is that really you, Ronald McDonald? Of course it's me. I've always been here, George. Don't you know that? You have, Ronald? Yeah, George. I'm always here for you. Ronald's always here for you.
Big man, where did you come from?
It's so interesting to think about what was cute back then. These statues, I would fucking kill for an Officer Big Mac statue. Mayor McCheese has to be one of the best designs, which actually coincidentally too, all of these designs where people are like, what, that design rules, why do they get rid of that? They never paid the designer.
Oh.
Did you know that? All these cool designs, like they only had rights to Ronald, the Hamburglar, and Grimace. So Mayor McCheese and the other guy, the company designed all of the characters, but like once again, Roy Kroc or whoever the fuck it was at the time just didn't pay him. So they're like, okay, well you can't use these anymore. So that's why they stopped using them. Oh my God, Nick, the fillet of fish thing. We have that outside too. All right, that's tight. Anyways, creepy stuff. Other McDonald's franchises soon followed and the rise of the Playland began. Not to mention all the copycats that try to follow McDonald's success. I mean, as soon as like that really took off, that's when he started other companies like Burger King Kingdom popped up. Even Chick-fil-A had one, Wendy's, Taco Bell has a play area in Sandusky, Ohio. And some Sonic drive-thrus even still today have some playgrounds, but I don't know if they necessarily had a play place since they were already open. But every big chain basically saw like, holy fuck, this is actually catching on, and everybody started just copycatting and doing their own iterations of it. Did I say especially? If I've said especially, it's especially. All right, I'm sorry. I see people get upset about that. I'm sorry. I apologize. I want you to know I'm just kind of fucking dumb. All right. Around this time, too, a lot of parents saw this as the safe choice when taking their kids places to play and stuff. You know, with the rampant rise of kids being reported missing on the news and the increased awareness of stranger danger, parents became less likely to let their children play in an open field or park. In an open field. Did you just pull off the side of the road and just like, there's cows over there, go touch them. The Playland provided a good alternative where the price of admission was a burger and the parents could watch their kids play with other children from a safe distance. I like how you put that in there. From a safe distance. We're not up close with them, it's just whatever. But how safe were these Playlands, to be precise? Which in the 80s and 90s, McDonald's Playland equipment was issued to over 3,000 restaurant locations, which made McDonald's the largest playground operator in America. McDonald's always does this shit. I'm pretty sure they are the largest real estate company in the world. It's kind of funny that they're also the largest playground operator too. It's just, I don't know. With the increase of locations, the injuries began to increase as well. Reportedly, over 1,500 injuries were claimed by 1991. So a lot of these injuries, the most common being small cuts and bruises, romping around too much, rolling around, fucking punching the Ronald statue probably. I don't know what the fuck they were doing, but they were romping around, tussling around the asphalt, eating cheeseburgers and living life. Of course you're gonna get some cuts and bruises. But they also had children breaking nose when they ran into the fry trees. They were bumping their heads on the rocky hamburger ride and breaking teeth from falling off the apple pie stools, which in the grand scheme of these things, it all sounds pretty awesome, but I could see how that would make people be like, hey, don't fucking go there because your kid's gonna just like nosedive into these fucking fry trees. And it probably just started to cause a little bit of panic. And quote, all of the equipment on McDonald's land's premise was never tested for safety, nor were the playgrounds ever inspected for safety as well. In 1986 in Rialto, California, a 4-year-old child went down a hot metal slide and burned the skin off their hands. Holy shit, that's fucking crazy. His sister soon followed followed. Why would you follow that? His sister soon followed and had a large pink burn on her bare calf. The kid's probably like screaming, and the sister's just like, I don't care, wee! Like all the fucking muscle on her calf is just melting off like butter. The two children sustained second-degree burns and were sent to urgent care. McDonald's was cited for failing to report the incidents. Lawsuits claimed that McDonald's was at fault, and McDonald's blames the franchise owners for not performing maintenance. You need to stop the sun from shining. It's a metal slide. I mean, that's just what we were issued. You need to stop the sun from shining. You're a McDonald's man now, not a goddamn Subway fiend. No maintenance manuals were ever created for the equipment to perform the appropriate maintenance. No engineers tested this equipment or held to any sort of safety testing. And the equipment was manufactured at the time by JBI Incorporated of Long Beach, who was sued 21 times for one piece? Who was sued 21 times for one piece of equipment alone. The tug and turn merry-go-round. What a name, dude. The tug and turn merry-go-round. I like how they're just like, after the second time you get sued for it, you think you'd be like, hey guys, we should probably take it off. They're just like, it's fine, God. Imagine getting that letter. We're being sued again. You mean the tug and turn merry-go-round, Pops? Yep. It's our crown jewel, though. It's what we're known for. Which this was the most dangerous ride. The equipment had a safety device that was not installed on over 800 tug and turns. And in 1988, in Bakersfield, California, 6-year-old Marlene climbed onto the new McDonald's playground in Delano to spin with a friend, catching her shoelace in a loose bolt. It tore her shoe apart and broke her leg in 2 places. In 1990, the family of Marlene sued McDonald's Corp. On the grounds they've known about the defects on this equipment since 1982 and had done nothing to correct it. Marlene and her family sued the old fucking Cheeseburger Kings for $10 million in damages. And 120 claims in total were credited to this piece of equipment alone. Here's a list of examples. Some severed fingers, dislocated elbow, broken bones, child concussions, which, let me tell you, child concussions, what usually happens with child concussions? Leads to serial killers.
Oh, really?
That's true. John Wayne Gacy, Jeffrey Dahmer, all those guys. Maybe not Jeffrey Dahmer. I'm speaking out of hand a little bit, but childhood concussions, dude, damage your growing brain. All in all, $190,000 in damages was paid out. So they didn't even get $10 million in damages? I don't fucking know. Who cares? Other lawsuits include $36,000 to the family of a girl whose neck was injured when she was struck by a falling playland tree. $9,300 to a girl who suffered skull fractures in a fall. $1,700 to a family of a boy who fell from a hamburger toy and broke his arm. Luckily, there was no deaths in the McDonald's playland, but there was a death at Burger King. You know, BK was like, are you fucking kidding me, dude? Really? We're always coming in second, dude. God damn. A 4-year-old boy who was playing in a net enclosed play structure in a St. Louis, Missouri Burger King restaurant on April 29th, 2001. That is a fucking crazy sentence.
That's my birthday. Oh my God.
First off, this would happen in St. Louis. That is the worst city in America. I fucking hate St. Louis. A 4-year-old boy gained access to an area of the enclosed playground not intended for play, became entrapped between parts of the structure, and died. Wait, so how? I'm picturing that in my head. The boy gained access to an area of the enclosed playground not intended for play.
They'll usually have, like, let's say there's like a spot to the side or underneath something, but you're not supposed to get in there. I think that's what it is. He like got in.
So he got into basically a playground thing, which became entrapped between 2 parts of a structure and died. That's actually insane. You know what's kind of fucked up? Is it's kind of like that movie 127 Hours, except it's Burger King structures. That's horrible, and I'm actually it would be devastating, but that's fucking insane, especially being stuck between like a fucking slide and like a Burger King statue or something. Brutal way to go. And in 1988, JBI and McDonald's decided to discontinue the tug and turn and all the other playland equipment because of the rising legal costs associated with the injury claims. It only took 21 times, over 20 times, for them to just say, I think we're done. Let's retire the tug and turn. How did we make it to 1988 before people were just like, hey, can we not put our kids on the fucking tug and turn? You're like, no, it's a fun ride. Yeah, but it's the tug and turn. Hello? During this time, the playland was still drawing a lot of business for the restaurants, but change had to come, and McDonald's decided to get rid of the dangerous metal and bring playgrounds inside. Ooh, I think you know where we're going, baby. That brought us to the play place. Let's say it loud and proud, dude. The play place. Now the weather wouldn't affect you anymore. It could be rain or shine. Now you could play inside in air condition. We're really making sure people become as soft and as pale and mushy as possible. And you know, we got to treat our little boys and baby girls right. So the play place seemed like a good thing, but there was an outdoor to indoor transition. And until the 80s, almost all play parks were outside. The hard and unyielding equipment was susceptible to burning people in the sun, much like the hands and calves of those 2 poor children. And even now, you bring up the old play places, the first thing that comes to mind is the burning heat of the metal. And there's just a couple of people here. Like 9 years ago, a guy said the Telecaster baiter.
He said, in Texas, that thing was a metal level of death. You couldn't even climb up the metal ladder without searing the grease-covered fingers.
And Jedi Smog replied,
It was in Indiana too. So hot, but I climbed the shit out of that McD's playground.
And then Big Scary Smoke Monster said,
I grew up in Vegas. Those would just be actually on fire.
people are so fucking dumb on the internet. Areas with colder weather made the playgrounds useless 6 months of the year. So now you had areas that were either too hot, some people couldn't even fucking go out half the year. It just became, it didn't make sense. And sharp edges and rust made the areas practically hard to navigate. Kids are fucking running around slicing their fucking legs open. Then you have to go get a tetanus shot. It becomes a whole ordeal. Especially because the McDonald's managers are gonna go out there and like inspect the slides, or who gives a shit? It's 1988. Are you fucking kidding me? Metallica's on top of the world. Guns N' Roses is doing cocaine. I mean, hair metal's just about to die, but goddamn if the world isn't A-okay. Impending legislature over the safety concerns hastened the progressive phasing out of the outdoor parks. God, I would kill for this McDonald Land playground regulation sign, dude. Officer Big Mac rules so hard. That design is so fucking good, it's unbelievable. Which, unfortunately, in 1999, the Big Mac Climber Jungle Gym marked the fall of the McDonald's Playland. More than 400 children were hurt on the particular piece of equipment, and from 1986 to 1991, more than 1,500 claims were filed against McDonald's for their Playland injuries alone. This is out of 3,000 Playlands nationwide, and half of all Playlands had a legal claim. That's actually fucking insane. Over 50% of all of the Playlands had some kind of legal issue against them. I wonder how normal that is. With something as big as McDonald's and as the amount of people coming in, it must be kind of normal, right? But still, it's like a staggering statistic. Like, if you heard that, if that was on the news and you were like, oh, I take my kid there all the time, and it's like, yeah, 50% of people have had claims against all of them, you'd probably be like, oh shit, fuck, maybe I shouldn't be taking them there. Of those, 100 suffered broken bones, concussions, or fractured skulls. McDonald's failed to report the injuries in any meaningful capacity, and they were fined $4 million, which is nothing, dude. Their fucking sign says billion served every day. Holy shit. At this time, this was one of the largest fines ever given by the CPSC, the Consumer Product Safety Commission. McDonald's argued that between 1986 and 1990, there was only one accident per year at each Playland nationwide. And McDonald's tried to shift blame for equipment onto the franchise owners. That's so fucked. Franchise owners are like, I'm doing what they're asking me to do. What the fuck am I supposed to do? They purposely told me not to inspect the rust on the slides. What am I supposed to do? They're just like, just shut your mouth and keep, It's like Ray Liotta in Goodfellas at the beginning when he doesn't rat, and then he comes out of the court and all they're like, oh, you busted your cherry, and they all start clapping. That's all the franchise owners to the fucking CEOs of McDonald's. As stated above, there was no maintenance instructions or manuals to go with these things. I mean, they're slides or whatever. What kind of fucking maintenance? It doesn't matter. Gaps in the bars of the Big Mac Climber were large enough for kids to fall through and angled such that children could get stuck in or fall catching a limb.
I'm stuck, dude.
Can you crawl all the way up?
Help me, please.
Dude, if I wasn't so fat, I'd try to get up in there too.
Yeah, this is scary. Like,
that's what I'm saying. It's claustrophobic in there, right?
Little kids are supposed to climb.
Yeah, they're supposed to get up in there.
So they'd crawl through, and then they'd fall out, and their fucking foot would catch. They'd break their leg. Kids are just so fucking stupid in general that it's just like, it has to be absolutely fail-safe, or these kids are just gonna be, oh, I'm just gonna crawl through. Hey, it's 6 feet up in the air. Maybe you shouldn't. It's big. I'm gonna crawl through it. We're gonna be fine. And yeah, they just shatter their entire body. Despite the reports for injuries for this particular equipment, the last of the Big Mac climbers were not removed until 1997, when the CPSC mandated that they be removed due to them not adhering to the new safety standards. When removed, they began a transition to softer, padded plastic playgrounds. As time went on, the main issue of play places became hygiene and bacteria instead of physical danger. People became a little smarter. They're just like, we have these gerbil tubes full of sick children smearing shit. I mean, here's a crazy thing. My mom, I think I got to go to play place a couple times because my mom was just like, I don't give a shit, and she's a horrible parent. I'm not gonna make that joke out there. She's been on this channel, but I went to a play place a couple times, but I remember one time that pertains to the hygiene and bacteria issue we're dealing with here, which I was in a play place. I was in one of the tubes at the very top. A kid took off his diaper and smeared shit all over the inside of the play place tubes and even pissed all over the floor. And these two fat kids were hogging the tube, and it was just like absolute pandemonium in this tube as people were just like, let me out, I want to go, because they couldn't get down to the slides or that weird fucking like seatbelt torture device that you had to like go down. Remember those things? It was like a grid system of seat belts that you had to like fall through. It's fucking horrible. And I was just sitting there looking at my mom like I was in DOS boot, just like screaming out like, And after that, I was like, I think I don't want to go there anymore. I don't want to go to the play place. Or if I did go there, I didn't go into the tube system. That was shell shock for me. I couldn't do it. The real reason why you cannot bring food onto McDonald's play area is because if they allow food in the area, it becomes a food area. It must adhere to certain sanitation standards. AKA, they just don't want to have to deal with another step of sanitizing things and making it just a little bit better for people to be at. They're just like, if they brought a food in there, it's against the rules. Hey, not my fault. And let me tell you, children are fucking absolutely disgusting. That is just, I mean, it's, if you have kids or you know anybody who has kids, you can see it with your eyes. I mean, they just like, it's... God, I hate kids. Excited children are running around after eating. What happens there? You puke. They throw up everywhere. Children have worse control of their bowels. Way too many stories of kids shitting themselves or taking off their diapers after doing so. I mean, my story. There's gonna be so many comments on this video of people being like, I was the kid who shit in the play place tubes. And kids don't understand to just like keep things to themselves. If a kid has to piss in a play place, they're gonna take a piss, they're gonna spit, they're gonna fucking like blow a fucking booger. They have no idea, and they just sit there and they do that thing that kids do I absolutely hate. They have like snot running down their face and they're just like, they do the lost toddler look. Looks like one of the 1970s Romero, like Dawn of the Dead zombies, just like... Especially, you know what I hate too? Looking at kids in like fast food restaurants. You ever just be like walking by, you have like your tray of food, whatever, you're like walking to your table, and you see a kid, and he just has like a little fucking paper slouch of small fries from McDonald's, and they grab shit like this. They have to like contort it and put it in their mouth. It almost feels like they're auditioning for some kind of Frankenstein or chimp role. I mean, they're just like... And the entire time, too, there's just this fucking disastrous Midwestern woman who's just like, he's so cute. God, look at him. He's getting so big. And she's just gulping down a fucking giant-ass thing of Coke and a Big Mac. Ugh. Here's some more stories. I found an old diaper full of poop in the middle of the tubes. I was 8 and didn't realize until years later that what it actually was. I have no idea if a kid, or quote-unquote toddler, took it off or what happened. And someone else said, someone took a dump at the bottom of a slide and my little sister slid right into it. Oh, God. That's downright unfortunate. My mom blew up at the manager and we got a huge stack of McDonald's coupons. I thought it was a fair deal. That's crazy that the guy paid off the mom with fucking coupons. Isn't that weird? Miss, please, we know you're gonna be back. You're here every Tuesday. We know you order by heart. Just take some coupons. She's like, I will. Takes them. The biggest infestation of disease and chaos in these play places were the ball pits. If you were in the 90s, you were a kid in the 90s, this is when that play place took shape and form. This was peak era play place because of the merger with Discovery Park. It was a land with tunnels of tubes and a maze, twisting slides, and a ball pit in some cases had multiple games. Padded metal bars zip-tied with netting formed cages to house and guide kids around without letting them access dangerous areas. And there comes in the devious man, Edward McMillan, the inventor of the ball pit. He gained the idea from staring at a jar of pickled onions. What a fucking psychopath, dude. You can tell he was like in like a psychiatric home. He was just like... does that thing, like pulls up a chair next to him. They're just like, you have any ideas today, son? He's like... I may have some. That's what he says. Hundreds of kids play in these pits, but the question of sanitation has always been an issue. The kids playing in these often have bathroom accidents. There are no national standards to how ball pits are to be maintained or cleaned. That is actually fucked. So if somebody took a shit or piss in there, no one ever, I mean, like, who actually went in there and cleaned every ball? Think about that. I remember putting like those balls in my mouth. Uh-oh, what did I say? Didn't get past me. Don't comment below. Dirt, vomit, feces, and urine are common contaminants found in them. Bacterial contaminants that cause disease were common. I mean, urinary tract infections, pneumonia, meningitis, septicemia, a blood infection, endocarditis, infection of the fucking heart. Children were getting infection of the heart because of the shit, dirt, piss ball pits, man. And there is more bacteria on a single ball in a pit than one on a public toilet seat. I'm going to say that again. There was more bacteria found on one ball pit ball than on the average public toilet seat. My God, we failed them. I was failed. We failed as a society. There was also a lot of stories about finding teens going in after hours, having sex in the ball pits. And also, I remember I worked at McDonald's when I was like 14 or 15. It was like right when they were transitioning from the old look to the modern look. And I thought that the renovation was for a play place. My manager at the time was like, oh no, we're not doing that. He's like, I told him no, because he used to find like old syringes. He used to work in like a, not as suburban, more city-like one. And he used to find homeless people go in there, shoot up, and they leave the syringes in the fucking ball pits. Syringes are fun. And due to the nature of the ball pits, things can fall to the bottom. Loose change, video games, watches, broken glass, food, and like I said, needles, which is, there's rumors to believe that that was one of the big contributing factors to why the ball pits just stopped being, because it was just a matter of like too much hidden shit, too many things that could actually kill a child from infection. So there's speculation there, but nothing proven. In addition to there not being sanitation standards for ball pits, there's likely no way to fully clean them. Machines have been developed, but they do not address storage space for moving the balls completely out and washing the bottom. So I think some places had some of these machines, but I feel like it's one of those things too, where it's like you're relying on like teenagers and people that work at McDonald's. They're not going to give a fuck. They're just, I mean, they're not going to like, I'm not going to go in there. Who gives a shit? So why would they care? Who is supposed to clean these fucking places, right? It goes without saying that the crawling tunnels of a play place maze are difficult to clean, owing to the fact that they are child size. Physically, this task seems impossible. Kids are coming in and out until closing time, and teenagers working there already have enough to deal with. Which, that's the thing. I mean, like, if you think about that even, what grown person is going in? Because all of those, I'm pretty sure all of the tubes and stuff, they're like bolted shut. It's not like they're, oh, you go in and like you lift a latch and you open it up and you can clean it. No, it's just like you would have to have somebody extremely small, but even it's like somebody 5'2" would probably still be too big to be in those tubes. Probably way too big. You probably have to be in like 4-foot area to comfortably move around and stuff, and let alone there, it's just like, there's just no way you could ask that of somebody. So these things were just, I don't even know how you would go up there and do that. That's a fucking crazy mystery. Besides the ball pits and sanitary things, another thing that led to the downfall of the play place in general, McDonald's was marketed towards millennials and Gen X's children, and they have remained mostly brand loyal. Understandably, those two generations don't play in playgrounds anymore because we're all old. We're old babies. I'm a boomer. I'm 46, but my kids, they played there, and I mean, like, they're old now. I have a kid in college. Parents don't want their kids using the areas, and safety is a major concern. I mean, even with like the rise of the internet, I mean, people are just talking to each other about stuff. Everybody's just much more aware of shit now. Back in the day, my mom used to, like, if you just did not say something, no one researched anything or actively looked for something, so if it didn't just fall right into your lap, no one gave a shit. But with the rise of the internet and stuff, it's just easy to just stumble upon things or even have things get way more traction than they used to. So a lot of these sanitary conditions, safety concerns about being able to see your kid and not have them get fucking abducted by some crazy son of a bitch, or even want to just make sure your kid doesn't get any broken limbs while you're just trying to go out and have a simple lunch. It's just, the stack became too high. Now, instead of boosting profits, you know, at one point seeing 60% more traffic, now these play places were even cutting some of the profit, which I'm wondering if that's just because seeing the play places and how out of date they are, I wonder if it makes the restaurant feel old and it's not as appealing anymore. Shit, it's like whenever you see a nice car next to an old car, obviously you're gonna be like, oh, the nice car. Also, a huge downfall to this was delivery apps. People don't really go into the stores as much anymore. Drive-through windows. People don't want to have to actually go inside places. And now even with like Uber Eats, DoorDash, people are just ordering shit and having it delivered. So now your kids are even more disassociated with the actual physical business of it. And the final nail in the coffin, during COVID-19, most of the remaining play areas were shut down. But a decade before the pandemic's forced closure, the designs were slowly being phased out of renovations. Now that play places are closed, many have wondered if it is even worth it to reopen. The benefits of cleaning and maintaining a playground in today's health-conscious age are rarely worth the cost. Thus, the death of the play place. We're getting to a period, especially with commercial properties like McDonald's or even some stores, like different kinds of stores that are outdated. They feel like these crazy relics from the past, and it feels, with how fast technology is moving, time feels so much shorter now. So seeing things that feel so outdated, it does feel like these kind of obelisks, like these almost temples to these old gods. And the play place was just once a place that was just so exciting, and to see it now, it feels so blatantly obvious how fucking weird and unhygienic and dangerous it is. But in my mind, honestly, there's part of me that would still go back and play. I did see a kid smear shit all over the walls, but if I didn't see that, I could see myself being really stoked, or being with a buddy and going there, or jamming out on like a GameCube console, little kiosk thing they had. It's just something where it was like, you didn't have anything else really to do as a kid. The technology wasn't there, and there wasn't, you know, tons of accessible video games or iPads or anything like that. And it was just another fun thing to do. And that's like something oddly that I feel like I miss in a weird way, and like a weird deep-rooted nostalgia feeling of being able to go into a place and feel like, oh, this is gonna be fun, even if it is like weird corporate manipulation to get you to stay and spend money. It's kind of cool. And also it comes from a pretty fucking like crazy time when they're just like, fuck it, ball pit, and there was no real thought process of to like the dangers of things. It was just cool, so fuck it got made. In a weird way, I kind of wish we still had some of that, but it's probably for the best that we don't. So thank you so much for watching today, and if you do see one of these play places, give a nice proud salute to our fallen soldiers. Take care, everyone. I'll see you next time. 6-year-old Marlene Escalera climbed onto the new McDonald's playground in Delano. Oh my God, Jesus fuck. 6-year-old Marlene climbed onto the new McDonald's playground in Delano. Holy fuck. 6-year-old Marlene climbed on the new... 6-year-old Marlene... Oh my God!
If you've been online at all for the past couple days, it's basically impossible to avoid the topic we're going to cover today. And that's because on Friday, January 30th, the United States Department of Justice, the DOJ, released another batch of the files pertaining to Jeffrey Epstein, an additional 3 million pages at that. There are now over 6 million files in the public record detailing the horrific crimes Epstein has committed, including chilling videos, images, and first-hand accounts from victims that have come out. Much of this content is being scrutinized for being poorly redacted, despite the DOJ ensuring multiple layers of review and quality control. However, the identity of at least 40 survivors have been revealed throughout the documents, with some admitting the experience to be re-traumatizing and disturbing. Some of these photos include the naked bodies of victims, unredacted, leaving publications like the New York Times to personally notify the Department of Justice to push for further redactions. Am I going fucking insane here? Is this not crazy? We should tell the government to redact more of their stuff. Hey, by the way, there's just uncensored photos here, you fucking morons. Oh, that must have slipped through the quality control. There are also reportedly thousands of redaction failures, and in some cases, duplicates of the same file were released with completely different redactions, revealing more information than intended. There are also other strange, blatant errors, like a photo of Michael Jackson and Diana Ross with their children, redacted as if they're victims, despite it being a seemingly innocuous, publicly available photo. It seems like they're trying to redact things, or they're just blindly, if there's any kind of children or anything, they're just throwing it over there without knowing what's bad or what's public or any of that kind of stuff. Regardless, tons of new information is now available, and it's morbidly fascinating to see just how much reach this person has. Not only are various well-known powerful figures being named in these documents, Epstein also seems to have a hand in so much more than you could ever imagine, from video game microtransactions to political influence on 4chan. In the interest of bringing more awareness to the story, we'd like to talk about some of the highlights as well as the internet discussions taking place around this subject. So, just let you know, trigger fucking warning, all that stuff. It's insane. The absurdity of these files is unbelievable. I think more people should know about it. It seems like right now the discussion feels deafening with the amount of stuff that's happening and people know about it, but it is unbelievable still the amount of people that do not know, don't think it's real, or just don't care or whatever. So I would like to take time to talk about this, just to, I don't know, be a person being like, hey, by the way, this is going on. A lot of bad shit in this video, just letting you know, this is the warning. One of the most reoccurring revelations we see throughout these endless editions of files is just how many high-profile people are involved. One of which being President Donald Trump, who is supposedly referenced well over 5,300 times, once more alleging all sorts of sexual misconduct and bolstering the idea that he was much closer to Epstein than he is willing to admit. And in response, he simply states that, quote, very important people told him that the information in the recent drop of the files absolves him, giving basically zero further details about whatever the fuck that means. People closely related to Trump were also named, like his Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick. He publicly stated that in 2005, he and his wife stopped associating with Epstein after an uncomfortable early interaction they had visiting his mansion located just next door to them in New York. After noticing a massage table in the center of the house, Epstein was told that he gets massages every day. He then stepped uncomfortably close to him and claimed he gets, quote, the right kind of massage, which supposedly revolted them so much they never wanted to see him again.
Socially, for business, even philanthropy. If that guy was there, I wasn't going because he's gross.
This is all very suspicious considering that emails released in the files prove that he was planning a trip to Epstein's Island in 2012, years later. Further documents even show that they planned to work together in 2018. The files make claims about even more world leaders. For example, FBI sources also claim that Jeffrey Epstein was the wealth manager of Vladimir Putin. The same goes for Zimbabwean President Robert Mugabe. Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, formerly known as Prince Andrew, had his royal title stripped away due in part to his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. While he constantly denies this, the new files show further conversations with Epstein on top of images of him kneeling over an unidentified woman who could potentially be a 25-year-old Russian woman and not a child. Other high-powered, wealthy people such as Steve Tisch, the co-owner of the New York Giants, were seen exchanging vulgar messages about women Epstein was planning on hooking up with, though he publicly states that he never took him up on his offer. I never did it. It's not like I ever actually did it though. Football! Hut, hut, hey! Why did we trade Saquon? God. There are even big names in the tech space that are involved. Not just Sergey Brin, one of Google's co-founders, but Bill Gates himself. Even years after Epstein pled guilty to soliciting prostitution from minors in 2011, Bill Gates was continuing to spend time with them, despite his now ex-wife Melinda Gates urging him not to. This is part of the reason they got divorced in 2021. The recent files reveal allegations from Epstein that Bill Gates was cheating on his then wife and trying to hide a sexually transmitted disease he obtained from, quote, Russian girls. Part of the emails, which Epstein strangely only sent to himself, includes a claim that Gates was trying to request antibiotics that he would, quote, surreptitiously give to Melinda. Bill completely denies these claims, calling them absolutely absurd, which Epstein desperately wanted Gates to join a business venture, so the narrative is that this is blackmail and the truth of the whole situation's unclear, but come on, dude. Well, that's the easiest thing, too, is people can just say, it's blackmail. No! Come on!
He was blackmailing people, though. He get you in trouble and then be like...
I mean, don't get me wrong. He had fodder to blackmail you, but it's another thing, too, of like, I didn't talk to that guy anymore. And it's like, you ain't hanging out with him after he got arrested for child sex trafficking in 2011? Like, kind of. He has jet skis. I really want to know the justification when people are like, well, yeah, I talked to him, but it's just because I love fishing. I love deep sea fishing. That's the only place I could do it. God! Elon Musk and Epstein were connected as well. There are messages dating as far back as 2012 showing that he aimed to take a trip to Epstein's island. Once again, this is well after Epstein became a convicted sexual offender. Just putting that out there. 2011, 2012. It's a full year, a full calendar year. And one of these emails, Elon asks, what day/night will be the wildest party on your island? In a separate follow-up email, it reads, quote, do you have any parties planned? I've been working to the edge of sanity this year, and so once my kids head home after Christmas, I really want to hit the party scene in St. Bart's or elsewhere and let loose. The invitation is much appreciated, but a peaceful island experience is the opposite of what I'm looking for.
Whoa.
I don't care if he's like, he had amazing jet skis and whatever. With everything we know now, how else could you take it? I want to get wild.
That's like saying the same thing to Diddy. I want to get wild at the Diddy party.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Oh, if Diddy was like, I want to throw another whiteout party, whatever. You kind of look at that in a different fucking light now, too. I want to get, yeah, exactly. Diddy and me should get loose at your island party. And I don't mean a calming thing. I want to get fucking buck wild. Also, mind you, you're emailing this to a guy that got arrested for child sex trafficking a year before. That's like going up to the BTK killer and being like, can you teach me how to fucking tie some knots? Is it not? Oh, I mean, he knows how to tie knots. Yeah. Holy fuck. These messages are absurd considering Elon had long since attacked people for associating with Epstein, including Donald Trump himself, as recent as last year. Also, there was some other emails shared around, like the girls for the win or the epic vacation email meme is not real, apparently. So, you know, just saying. There's a couple that there are files of the emails that are real and some that are not. The one being where fucking Epstein called Elon, like, I don't know, like a fucking buzzkill or something like that. That one's fake, even though people were like, that is awesome. Which also, that's another thing too, is people being like, that is so funny that Epstein thought Elon was a buzzkill. And you're like, that's hysterical, actually. God. One of the many FBI tips related in the files are from a woman who alleges that she was drugged and sexually abused on many occasions. She claims rapper Pusha T was one of her, quote, handlers, and that she once woke up in a room with both Jay-Z and Harvey Weinstein. Good fucking God.
Yeah, there's monsters around here.
The files are also filled with various forms of media that are quite unnerving, not just images of young children, but locations from Epstein Island that have ignited all sorts of conspiracy theories online. And these photos range from bizarrely designed buildings like striped houses to what seems to be a dentist's office surrounded by poorly crafted face masks resembling real known figures. Just very like weird, culty, like it almost makes it seem like every conspiracy theorist that you hear about this shit was right.
That's actually the consensus on Twitter now.
Really?
Well, there's a lot of emails that I saw. I don't know if they're actually real, but they're doing things of like, I want a cheese pizza and like a...
Well, I was gonna say the Pizzagate thing. Everyone laughed about that. Whatever.
But, yeah, the thing is, from what I understand, it's like the one pizza place they were pointing to wasn't actually, like that was innocent, supposedly.
I'm just saying, if you're in Jeffrey Epstein's email list, emailing a motherfucker about cheese pizza, you don't have to be a waterhead to realize that that motherfucker ain't talking about cheesy bread, all right? Am I wrong? I mean, like, it's just one of those things where it's like, why are we even giving this the benefit of the doubt? You know? Well, I mean, who knows? It's like, we got enough proof, okay? Ain't no way. I'm not fucking messaging Jeffrey Dahmer about breadsticks and soda pop. Hey, Jeff, you want to go get breadsticks and soda pop? You're talking about a fucking Puerto Rican guy at a gay club. You know, am I wrong? Good God. Ugh. One of the most unexpected discoveries is that Epstein might be partially responsible for microtransactions in the biggest FPS of all time, Call of Duty. In an email from 2012, 4 months before microtransactions were added to Black Ops 2, former Activision CEO Bobby Kotick thanked Epstein for an offer and for the fun he had with him and his team of experts. Throughout a specific email conversation among Pablos Holman, Epstein, and Bobby Kotick, the trio discusses this topic and are all in agreement. Pablos is also quoted saying, quote, "I'm all for indoctrinating kids into an economy. People took it to the next level by giving the claims validity simply because the abbreviation for the name of the in-game currency in Call of Duty is called fucking CP. How? How? These conversations occurred around the same time that Epstein was banned from Xbox Live. In December of 2013, Epstein's account was banned for, quote, harassment threats and or the abuse of other players, meaning he was on mic potentially arguing with teens or young adults and threatening them. Enough so that you get kicked from the fucking game, even though you know personally the fucking guy who made the game. And they were still like, yeah, we have got to kick him. He had that much time. How much time do billionaires have?
All the time in the world.
You
baby.
have all the time in the world. You get to a spot where I'm guessing it's just the money is just coming and you don't have to do anything, to where you have enough time to literally be in a room alone with yourself on mic yelling at children in Call of Duty. This is not the only reason he was banned. Xbox would send a second message revealing that they also banned him for being a registered sex offender. Good on Xbox. Oh shit. Okay.
Wait, that came second?
Yeah, I was gonna say that came second. Well, this adult is verbally abusing children. Oh, nope, he's a sexual offender. Okay, no more Call of Duty and Halo for you, buddy. The recent batch of files also revealed that Epstein was an avid enjoyer of Battle Royale games. In an email, Epstein was excited about the upcoming Battle Royale mode added to Black Ops 4 and wanted to buy stock in Activision, thinking it would be a big success. And in the same email, he also mentions Fortnite, which online investigators found was allegedly one of his favorite games. There are pages of documents mentioning Fortnite, and one in particular showed that Epstein had purchased $26 worth of V-Bucks. This led down to a rabbit hole that allegedly uncovers his old account by matching the username Little Jeff 1.
Littlest Jeff.
Littlest. By matching the username Littlest Jeff 1 to a YouTube email that showed the account had the same name. Here's the thing saying about that and the video game stuff, because it sounds absurd and like who gives a fuck. It's just the sheer reach, and it's just that it is in everything. It's fucking makes you just, like in every aspect of life, of anything, it seems like this motherfucker had his hand in it. It's insane. 4chan is notorious for dark and seedy posts, but it turns out that Epstein might have had a hand in creating one of its most polarizing pages. The poll board is one of the most active boards in all of 4chan and is known for cultivating a lot of horrible beliefs that are now popular in American politics. Epstein was a regular user of 4chan, and one of his favorite places to visit and share was the U board, or the 4chan Yuri board. He also regularly viewed Overwatch porn, and at one point emailed a Five Nights at Freddy's porn gift to a friend from a thread about Mercy Doggy Styles POV. What? Mercy Doggy Style POVs with the subject, quote, amazing animations.
True purveyor of the arts.
A true purveyor of the arts. What's interesting about this is just that, like, I feel like sometimes people think it's like this extravagant, eyes wide shut, oh, it's mansions and it's delicate and it's fine art. And it's like, no, it's all the shit that like is normalized with normal culture and your regular down to earth people, whatever. It's like, no, this is still the same shit that they're sending each other, except they have their hands in everything. He also had ties to 4chan's creator, Chris Poole, and was very fond of him, often calling him, quote, interesting and bright. In a recent released email, both Epstein and Chris met up and chatted a day after political user board was created, leaving many to believe that Epstein had some sort of influence in the creation of the board. And if true, this would mean he is responsible for creating some of the most heinous online cultures and movements within the last 2 decades. This bombshell discovery led to people scrubbing the board for any post from or related to Epstein, and this led to a post from 2019 alleging that Epstein was swapped out with a decoy inmate the morning he was found dead. Roberto Grijalava was a guard at the Metropolitan Correctional Center, where Epstein was held, and made a post on the political board on the day Epstein was found hanging in a cell. In the post, he alleges that at 4:15 a.m., Epstein was removed from his cell and taken to a medical care in a wheelchair, but not a single nurse on duty ever saw or spoke to him. Next, an unmarked van pulls up and a man in a military gear gets out of the back. The van did not sign in and the license plate was never recorded. After that, Epstein was moved to a single-person cell where he was found dead that morning. At first, people were skeptical of the claim until documentation was found confirming that Roberto was working at the correctional facility at this time. Not only that, but the post was subpoenaed for court records. With all this talk around 4chan, another famous theory has been revived now that more files have been released. Pizzagate was a massive conspiracy theory in 2016, which alleged that high-ranking members of the Democratic Party were linked to a pedophilia ring located inside a local pizza shop in Washington, D.C. The reason for its revival is that numerous files use the word pizza in different contexts, such as head counts for pizza and asking if anyone in Austin wanted pizza. During the original Pizzagate scandal, people began incorrectly linking foods to children using keywords like ice cream, cheese, or hot dogs. Now it seems like people are doing the same thing, making large assumptions about the connections between specific food-based words and the evil things that took place on Epstein's island. It's important to take all of this with a grain of salt, as many of the messages are strange and could be interpreted as cryptic. But due to the evil things that are actually occurring, it's almost like anything and everything is possible. There was a lot of disinformation in 2016, and many people are concerned that the same thing is happening again with the recent revival of this topic. Many popular claims online are being proven false by the day, so I'm sure even when this comes out, shit will have been proven false. So you gotta do the research, so take everything we're saying with a grain of salt. For example, one post gaining tons of traction online is that Epstein had a bank account named Baal after a religious demonic figure. This is likely because of a typo in a document after it was scanned through an OCR software that was the phrase bank name replaced with Baal name. Which I don't know, dude. Motherfucker probably does have a bank account named Baal.
Yeah, that's where they draw the line.
I'm the devil. Yeah, exactly. It was probably bank. No, probably motherfucker thought he was the devil, okay? Because of how powerful and wide-reaching Jeffrey Epstein was, it seems like he had an influence in way more than you would expect. It's hard to make sense of it all. But don't let the goofier side of these conspiracy theories and the jokes online deter you from the fact that this person has committed some of the most fucked up crimes in recent human history, and that it's involved with so many people that are in the public light. I mean, it's just fucking insane. And now it's become so normalized where people will joke about like, oh, are you on Epstein's list? That I feel like it's like not keeping in mind just how fucking horrible it is, you know? I know people in time, as time goes on, the more, you know, it's almost like 9/11 jokes or it's whatever, where it's just a horrible atrocity, but over time we're able to stomach it. But it feels like even after this person has been gone, so much more is still being revealed, and like it feels like the shit's still going on, you know? And we're finding out more about these fucking evil people that are still walking among us. It's just fucking creepy. And I want to take time to, you know, just talk about it. It's fucking insane, man. It's fucking absolutely insane. Also, some of the emails too, is it real about the whole like, what is it, George Bush eating baby shit out of people's intestines or like, or whatever the fuck it is? Some of these claims are so insane. In your brain, my initial reaction to it is there's no way. But at the same time, there's a fucking pedophile island where people go vacation and have fun at. I don't know anymore, dude. I don't know.
I can't wait for the Netflix documentary.
And Netflix will be right there. Can we make a documentary of it? Or that motherfucker who makes the Monster show.
Oh, yeah.
Monster Jeffrey Epstein. And he'll try to do something and make him like, well, this is why he did it. He like always sympathizes the fucking serial killers. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't know. It's this is just such a crazy topic. Once again, don't let the jokes and conspiracy theories deter you from the fact that this shit is real. It's it's still fucking happening. You think it's just stopping with Jeffrey Epstein's island? Fuck no, dude. It's all over the place.